those with whom he has made an everlasting covenant with. I thank him for his continual faithfulness towards us, his constant truth, his constant righteousness towards all that he has proclaimed out of his mouth, where he has not wavered in anything that he has said to us. I thank him for being true, faithful to us. I'd like to acknowledge all those here present, my family, my brothers, my sisters, chief men, leaders, sisters and brothers. May the Most High bless us all. I won't be long because we have several brothers that would like to come up and speak to the family. But I want to just say something very important for the time that we are in. That we are at a very, very important time in our history and existence. What makes it important is because whenever the Holy One of Israel is dealing with his people and dealing with the seed of Abraham, let me say that again. Dealing with his people and dealing with the seed of Abraham, it is very important that we be very watchful over all things that are happening. Because when the Most High begins to deal with the seed of Abraham, Edom, so-called Jewish man, even those who are the imposters, who are claiming to be us, when he's dealing with Ishmael, the seed of Abraham, an extension of the family, when he's dealing with the house of Yisrael, when he's dealing with the tents of Keturah, because all of that seed over there in the Middle East is Abraham's seed. A lot of that is Abraham's seed. It is very important for us to be very watchful. Yes, because the Most High doesn't just do things to do them. And know that the Most High is in all that we see. All that we see. He is the orchestrator. Because nothing happens without his command. I always teach the family that the Most High is in all matters because either he causes it to happen, he allows it to happen, or he prevents it from happening. So he's in all matters. Let me say that again. Again, he either causes things to happen, or he allows it to happen, or he prevents it from happening. So he's in all matters, no matter what we are seeing taking place in this earth. Right. So what I'm saying to you, family, is that the Most High is intricately involved in the seed of Abraham. What's taking place in the East is not just a lightly thing. When the Most High told us and left on record, let the nations prepare for war, which we see, but yet you, Israel, prepare to meet your Elohim, your Yah. This is what we're supposed to be doing, family. We got to prepare to meet Yah. Because I want you to know that this is nothing lightly that's taking place in this earth in this day and time. Don't take nothing for granted. We have to be very watchful over all matters, over all things. Watchful of people, watchful of situations, watchful over circumstances.
That's right.
Because there are many things that are taking place that will fulfill prophecy.
That's right.
So I just want to leave you with this thought. And in closing, you know, this thought came to me today, and I just want to share it with the family. All of us in here, Bill Gates, right? He's the richest man in the world, and he's a so-called Jew, right? I don't give him that. Because we ain't Jews either. We B'nai Yisrael. He can have that. He can have Jew, because we ain't Jew either. We B'nai Yisrael. And there's no one amongst us that is Jewish or Jew. It's Yehudim or Yehudah. But what I want to say is this, and I want you to check this concept out. This man built an empire, an internet service that is all around this world. Right? And what is the name of this empire? Microsoft. And basically, when you get on the internet, what is the most dominant service that's on there? The operating system, right? And Microsoft, right? And Yahoo is a part of that, right? Is Yahoo a part of it? It operates with it, right? He's the designer of that, right? Right? Just recently, right? But I want you to understand this part of what I'm saying. Do you understand that the word Yahoo, what it's saying? He is Yah. The word Yahoo, the word who in Hebrew is he. So you saying Yahoo. Yah, he is Yah. Now think about that. Now we're dealing with a Jew. We're dealing with a Jew now. And he's got something that is utilized all around the world that he refers to as Yahoo. Nothing is coincidence when you're dealing with the so-called Jewish man. Just like he has a method to his madness too. Yahoo. That's not a coincidence, family. And it is something used all around the world. All around the world, this service is being used. Just something to think about, family. Something to think about. I'll leave you with that thought. And just consider, like I said, nothing is per chance in creation. Everything has a divine purpose. Everything has a divine meaning behind it. Because Yah is in all things and everything. So with that, I thank the Most High for the time to visit the family, see your faces. And I appreciate the time to come up and see the family and address them. Always good to see all of your faces. And I pray that the Most High continue to do what He's doing in this place. Without any further ado, I say Shabbat Shalom again. Shabbat Shalom.
Happy to see my brother Prince Kamu come out and see us. We're going to move straight ahead, and I'm going to call up my brother Cohen Reuben Ben HaKohen Lewi Ben Lewi Ben Yisrael. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Shavuna, it is my honor and distinct privilege to even be here standing before you this Shabbat day. I give thanks to the Most High God, especially at this time, because He has spared my life. I have been an individual that 4 months ago found out I had throat cancer. For somebody who's fairly young, somebody who's in good shape, you figure that might stagger them, make them fall backwards. But the Most High God, my God, He's the one that takes care of me. I realize that I call Yehovah, we call Him the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You know what I call Him? I call Him my God. You can ask my Isha. When my Isha speaks, she says, yeah, your God is great. It's all of our God, but I possess Him. He is my God. He's not the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. They're dead. He's our God. We have to treat Him like He's our God. The same way He stood up on behalf of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, He can stand up on our behalf. Do you not realize that He told Abraham, those that bless you shall be blessed. Those that curse you shall be cursed. Abraham, when he died, it said he gave gifts to all of his sons. But he gave the coal, he gave all that he had to Isaac. He put his hands on Isaac's head and gave him that blessing.
That blessing, that's right.
Let me tell you something else. When Jacob stole that blessing from Esau, Jacob didn't steal that blessing. Jacob was supposed to get the birthright, because he bought the birthright for a bowl of beans. But he was supposed to get that blessing. Jacob did steal that blessing with the help of his mother. You have to realize that. And to show you that he earned the blessing, Isaac gave him a fantastic blessing. Then Isaac turned around and gave Esau a blessing also. But you know what? Jacob admired and appreciated the blessing his father gave him. he was grateful for the blessing that his father gave him. The sons of Jacob weren't. Jacob, when he stood before Pharaoh, he told Pharaoh, Pharaoh said, how old are you, old man? He said, few and evil are the years of my life. He said, I have not yet reached to the years of my progenitors, but yet the Most High God has given me blessing power that's greater than their power. And you know what? That was true. Abraham, who was the father of them all, passed the coal of all onto Isaac. Isaac passed it on to Jacob. Do you not know that when Jacob saw Esau, and Esau said, what's the meaning of all of these gifts? He said, oh, it's a present for you, because looking at you is like looking at God's face. Esau took that as a compliment. We as Israelites know that you can't look at God's face and live. He was calling Esau an ugly brother. He said, looking at you is like looking at the face of God. We know that we see God's face, we're going to die. Esau took that as a compliment. But Esau told him, no, you keep that. Yeshli Rav, I have much. You know what Jacob told him? Yeshli coal. I got the coal, brother. And guess what? Esau was coming to kill Jacob. Esau was coming with 400 men. He wasn't coming to escort him back to the land of Isaac in Hebron. He wasn't, or in Beersheba. He wasn't coming to bring him back to do that. He was coming to kill him. See, because our brother, or the so-called Jewish man, in ancient days, they still have the same brain they have today. They understand the purpose of the blessing. They understand the purpose of things that we can't touch. It's not about material. They know what they have, and that's why they don't want to give it up. Yahweh's allowed me to go to yeshiva. I've studied with these people. I've taught these people. The principal of Lubavitcher Yeshiva used to tutor me. He paid me to teach the Edomite boys so they could graduate. You understand what I'm saying? And the Most High God allowed me to be a valedictorian and a yeshiva. Edomites pride themselves on their education. That's the greatest thing we have to offer our children is education. Do you want to know something? These words are not my words. These are words of the Most High God. The Most High God said that you teach your children this all of the time. In the house, out the house. When they get up, when they go to bed. Now guess what? You can only teach them by showing them.
Yes, sir.
By leading by example.
Yes, sir.
Do you understand what I'm saying? They mimic what you do. A child that's a baby that's 1 year old and 2 years old and can barely talk, that when you get on your knees to pray to the Most High God, and they get on their knees with you, they're quiet. And then when you stand up, they know you're going to sing a song. As soon as you stand up, they start clapping. They're in the zone. Do you understand what I'm saying? We have to indoctrinate our children. We have to make this a part of our culture. Do you understand what I'm saying? We say low tar boot. Tar boot's not the way you dress. I'm going to tell you what culture is. Culture is your whole lifestyle. Culture is the way, what you eat. Culture is what you do, how you carry yourself, how you speak, how you raise your family. That's culture. That's culture. Clothes is not culture. That's right. Clothes is clothing.
That's right.
But we have to understand this. The word that the Most High God gave us, we had an inheritance, nachla. We received an inheritance. But the Most High God gave us a morasha, a heritage. Guess what? We despise that heritage. So the Most High God took it from us. But now you want to know something? We all know the law. If you have the law of inheritance, if you die with no children, and your father's still alive, you still have a portion of inheritance, right? If you had 5 sons, the father divided his inheritance into how many portions? 6. He divided it into 6. Why did he divide it into 6? The firstborn got 2 portions. Right. So now what happened was, you divided it up like that. So now, the brother that died with no sons, his portion's lying there. That's what the father did. He divided it up among the other sons. You see what I'm saying? So now, Esau's thinking like this. Isaac had 2 sons, Jacob and Esau. If we murk Jacob, we get the blessing. But guess what? Jacob murked himself. You understand what I'm saying? Esau is watching us continually sin, continually go astray. So if I was Esau, and the Most High God said, yeah, Esau ratted us out. But guess what? Who committed the sin? Israel committed the sin. Israel committed the blasphemy. If just for a minute we can go to Isaiah 44, just for a quick second. I just want to show you something.
Isaiah 44.
Just for a quick minute. I want to let you see how much work we have to do in order to get back in the graces of the Most High God. We have a lot of work to do. But guess what? not a modern day prophet, but I guess we could all consider ourselves modern day prophets because we know the future because of this book. We know the future because of this book. We determine when we're going to go back home. Do you understand what I'm saying? The Most High God, we're not waiting on the Most High God. Most High God's waiting on us. Because guess what? The Most High God said, you are not going to come back into my land with the same nastiness you left out of the land with. Because you're not going to repeat and do the same thing again. You're not going to show your children how to be slobs and bums and perverts that don't care about the laws of the Most High God. He said, oh, you're going to turn yourself around. Let's see what it says in Isaiah 44. The first verse.
Isaiah chapter 44, verse 1. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Yet now hear, O Yaakov, my servant, and Israel, whom I have chosen. Thus saith Jehovah that made thee, and formed thee from the womb. Who will help thee? Fear not, O Yaakov, my servant, and thou Yeshurun, whom I have chosen.
Now let me interrupt just for a minute. It said, who will help thee? Now one thing we have to understand, we didn't choose the Most High God. He chose us. Now the King of the universe said, I want you for my people. He didn't go to the Edomites. He didn't go to the Israelites. He didn't go to the Midianites. He didn't go to the Egyptians. He didn't go to the Ethiopians. He said, like Uncle Sam, I want you. So he brought us up out of the land of Egypt. Took us to Mount Sinai. He did something at Mount Sinai that he has never done in history before. He addressed a group of people himself. We had an audience with the King of the universe. And he made a pact with us. He told Moses, slay some animals. Put half the blood on the altar, half the blood on the people. You all are sanctified just like Abraham. Now act like it. Let's keep reading.
Verse 3. For I will pour water upon the thirsty land, and streams upon the dry ground. I will pour my spirit upon thy seed, and my blessing upon thine offering, thy offspring. And they shall spring up among the grass, as willows by the watercourses.
Now listen, he's talking about the future. He's not talking about the days of the Bible. He's talking about right now. He said, like, what's going to happen is, how are we going to sustain ourselves? He knew we were going to go into captivity. He knew that we were going to become a cursed people because of our attitude. As a result, guess what the Most High God said? He said, I'm going to pour my spirit out on you. If the Most High God waited for us to return when we were ready, when I got it together, okay, I'm ready now, Yehovah. When Prince Ephor got it, okay, I'm ready now. Okay, well, we're waiting on Prince Ephor. Yehovah waits for no one. You know what Yehovah means? Yehovah means the omnipresent one. The omnipresent one. The name of Yehovah is Yihye, he will be. Howeh, he is. Hayah, he was. When we sing the song, I don't know lie. Who Hayah, who Howeh, or who Yihye. That's the composition of Yehovah's name. So what I'm saying is, he knew when he created Adam, we all are going to be in this room having this conversation right now, speaking about the greatness of the Most High God. He knew that we were going to come back from Trinidad, that we were going to come back from Panama, that we were going to come back from South America, from North America, from Europe, from different countries in Africa. He knew that already. He knew we were going to sin. He knew he was going to have to wake us up. He knew that, yeah, you in this room alone, how many personalities do you think are in this room alone?
A whole lot.
I'll answer that for you. How many people are in this room? You understand what I'm saying? That's why he always said, I'll pour out my spirit. Because guess what? With our own understanding, we all might think, well, I'm just as wise as this one. And you might be. But guess what? There can only be one leader. There can only be one head. Who's that supposed to be? The Most High God. Yeah. Jehovah's our king. He said, I made Dawid, I'm the prince of my people, the shepherd of my people. Jehovah's the king.
Yes, sir.
And Dawid had enough common sense to realize, Jehovah, you made me prince. You made me shepherd. Dawid never called himself king. Never called himself king. Recognize. See, but we're full of ourselves. Slaves that just came back. They know 7 words of Hebrew. They know 15 precepts. Yeah, we're this and we're that. You're nothing before the Most High God. He said, I will bring one from a family, 2 from a city. Why do you think he picked you and not your brothers and sisters? And you come from a family of 15. But when you found out who you was, you go back and you try to help your mother and father find their way. But their minds will be clouded when they can't do it. And it hurts you in your heart that you can't wake up your brother and sister that you love, that comes from the same womb as you, and you want to save them, and you have that knowledge. But see, I don't understand. You might as well be speaking French or Greek or Russian to them because they don't understand. Because Jehovah shut their minds. He said he opened up our minds and brought us out of the dark dungeons. We have to show them that we appreciate it. You're going to show them you appreciate it by not teaching your children the laws of the Most High God? By not personifying the way the Most High God wants us to live? We're supposed to be a nation of priests of the earth. The whole planet's going to die if we don't get on our job. The whole planet will die. See, the Most High God's going to test us. This morning, I want to get tested. I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to give you from my point of view. I really don't want to be tested. I've been getting tested for the last 6 months. Throat cancer. My house burned down when I'm coming back from Mosai and Shabbat. Those are the kind of tests. You still going to serve you? You got that right, but I ain't serving nobody else. I'm not serving nobody else. Keep testing these. Because guess what? When you pass one test, it's like those video games you play. You're stuck on a level. You're stuck on a level. So you pass that test. Then you get to the next level. It's harder. But guess what? You overcome. You can pull a Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. You can walk out of fiery furnace and I don't smell like smoke. You can come out the lion's den when they haven't eaten, and then somebody else go in there and their lunch. But you know what you have to do? You have to trust in Yahweh. You have to really trust in the Most High God. See, that's what Dawid had. That's why Yahweh blessed him. You had a nation of soldiers and a king. And they stayed on the mountain for 40 days. Listen to this, some 9'6" uncircumcised punk blaspheme the name of the Most High God. So this is what we have to realize, that we have to ask the Most High God to show us what we can do and to instill in us. And this is the point I want to carry out. I will pour my spirit upon the seed. He's going to raise us up. He's going to nourish us. Our nutrition comes from the Most High God. The Most High God put it in your hearts. When you all heard what happened to me, help me out. But guess what? That help came from the Most High God. Yes, sir. That help came from the Most High God. We are only tools and instruments of the Most High God. You can be a tool for evil or you can be a tool for good. The choice is yours once you have the knowledge of it. And you have to look within yourself to see, I got to be one of those that's going to have everlasting life, or nah, I'll opt for everlasting abhorrence. Now, since we are Israelites and we know the behavior patterns of Israelites, what do you think most Israelites are going to opt for? Everlasting abhorrence. How many Israelites do you know that were born in law that don't do this anymore? How many Israelites do you know that came into law and left? Look to the rock from which you were hewn, from the hole of the pit from which you were dug. Look to Abraham. You want a guideline, you want a pattern, you want a map? Look to Abraham. That's our father. You understand what I'm saying? When he was one, he showed them how to get it popping, as they say. That's right. Let's hope and pray the Most High God instills within us in our day and age where we don't have to wait for our children. Because guess what? Our children have to pick up where we left off at. If we don't get past the foundation and the basement level, they're going to be in the basement when they start the next generation. Yeah. Let's get them to the second floor so they can do what they got to do. With that, let's say Shabbat Shalom Lakom.
Okay.
I'd just like to recognize the elder that came in. Hallelujah.
I'd like to thank my brother Cohen Reuben, who could get a whole lesson in about 20 minutes. Going to move straight ahead, and we're going to call our brother who made his way all the way from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, to come visit us today. A humble brother. Every time we see him, you know, he comes and shows us love. So I call up my brother Nazi Kezz. Hallelujah. Ben Yisrael.
Shabbat Shalom, family.
Shabbat Shalom, God.
Not too much left for me to talk to you about now. But Cohen, I thank the Creator for your life as well. You're somebody after meeting you'll never forget. And this is true. No, I'm saying that with all respect, honestly. I want you to know that. I have a lot of respect for you. When it comes to this, he gives the understanding of the scriptures a new understanding. You think you know it until you talk to him. And he shows you that you really don't understand. It's a blessing to have you in our midst today as well. Maybe we can talk a little bit after Shabbat and it won't seem like I'm coming on you right now because, I got some things I'd like to talk to you about, if possible. Today is a Shabbat day and I give all glory and honor to the Most High King, Yehovah Zimao, our Master, our King, and the intelligence of all creation. Yehovah is his name. He's the one that we serve and obey.
Yes, sir.
He's the one that we try to do our best to walk in his ways. I thank him for my life and the life of the brothers and sisters that are here today. And as I spoke earlier in my prayer, this young man sitting next to me, and I say young man because he's a very young man. Our fathers lived to be 600 years old. And we have to expect that in our understanding of life, that we are but young. The Creator says in the last days, and we know that we live in those days, right? That a man will get to be as old as a tree. And I pray this young man standing next to me, that portion of prophecy is fulfilled for his life. The Most High King is good. He's good. I came here today not expecting to be standing here presenting you with a lesson today. I did not know at all that when I got here, Nasi was going to stick it to me and have me stand up here. Didn't know. And I only pray that the little bit that I have to say is beneficial for us all. Something good that we all use to grow on, to edify ourselves in this way of life, to better ourselves, to educate ourselves, and to increase the desire and the passion to serve this King. I hear a lot of talk in Israel, in the midst of our family. I hear a lot of talk. We go from place to place, we all hear a lot of talk. Great leaders stand up and they speak very well. Some people speak so well they make you cry. They impress us with their voice. But it's something about us that's stopping us from advancing. It's a sickness in Israel. Family, I just have to tell you the best way I know it to be. It's a disease. And that disease is contagious. And it goes from Beit Knesset to Beit Knesset, from soul to soul, from family to family, and it's poisonous. It's something I've been speaking on for the last several weeks. It's a little, I guess we can call it a proverb. And I touched on it last week in Georgia, and I touched on it the week before that, the night before that, and the week before that as well. And I was told today that I better touch on it again. What I would like for us to know, it's not that we don't know. Nobody here within the sound of my voice don't know what our problem is. Do we all know? So why are we quiet? How long is it going to take us? What are we really fighting against? What is it that we don't want to give up? What is it that we're holding on to? I was told that when I got up here I had to speak truth. And as long as I spoke truth, I wouldn't have a problem when it was time for me to leave. So I pray that the great King Yehovah will guide my mind, my spirit, my body, my language, and my speech as He allowed me to approach into His people. Our problem lies on different levels. And the last thing I would like to do is to be another teacher who has spoken and nobody took heed. So family, I ask that you give me an undivided attention today. And even if my lips begin to stutter, know that I have nothing but love for you. In its purest form, best that a man can give to another man and another woman. Our problem on 2 levels. The first level is with each other. We have a problem with each other. The European man gave us that problem. And even when we came into the knowledge of who we are as a people, we refused to give it back to the European man. And our problem on that spiritual level with most of us has 3 letters, and it's called ego. Because it's truth. It's true. Family, we got to put it aside. And I'm going to pose something to you right now that's going to be the beginning of your test of putting aside your ego. Sisters, stand up, please. Sisters, stand up, please. Brothers, please look at this family. You look at our sisters. Why do we do them the way we do? Everybody want to look at me like I'm wrong. Sisters, have a seat, please. Why do we treat our sisters, our future, the way we treat them? And don't let your egos get in the way when you deal with them, because they're precious. And that's what we have to understand. I hear the but I'm going to get on you too, sisters. You got to tell them coming. It is true. And I heard Nasi earlier, it was fabulous, the lesson that he gave earlier. It was fabulous. It was truly driven by the Spirit of the Creator, because I felt it inside of me. It had me almost ready to cry. And then when I heard the young sisters standing here singing and pouring out their spirit to the, a little bit more. And y'all would have had to give me some tissues. I'm serious. I love the Creator's people. And I love them when they give all of them, the best of them, to this King, with that passion. See, because I can recognize the Creator has given me a little bit of eyes to see. And I can recognize when somebody coming and they just coming.
That's right.
That's one thing. But then you got somebody that come and they don't do that good of a job, but they come with the best that they got. And that makes me, I don't know what it is. It's something that the Father's done to me. And I know that all of you have a little bit of that within you. You can feel the realness in a person when they come. And you can feel the phoniness in a person when they come. What I felt today, man, I don't even know if I ever felt it when I've been here in the past. I've been here, I love what I've done, what I've seen, what I felt. But today, there's something special to me. And them young sisters, whoever their parents are, harness that gift. Harness that spirit, because today, we're losing it. Remember how it was when you first came into this law? Remember that passion you had to serve this King? What happened to it? When did it get lost? What did we do to cause it to drop off? We got to get it back. So brothers, I had my sisters to stand up, because there's something about them that we overlook. They're not just here to wash our clothes, to cook our food, to bear our seed. As Nasi said earlier, they're here to be a helpmate. I have 2 Nashim now. Formerly I had 3. One I had to let go. And if the Creator brings it back, that's His will. It'll be His doings. I ain't got nothing to do with that. I do my portion, even though I'm away from the family. I still do my portion for that portion of my family, because I understand my job. The women are special, and we're overlooking them. We're not giving them the proper respect that they deserve. I don't want it to sound like I'm rubbing up on the women. I don't care if they... I want you to hear this. I want you to know this. Because anybody that knows me that knows that I'm not in the business of making friends. I'm not. I got a whole lot of people in the nation of Israel can't stand me. Believe me. But I have to speak the truth. The best I know it to be. And if I'm wrong, may the Father forgive me and enlighten me to a better understanding. We talk about going home. That's our way home. Ain't nothing gonna happen for us until we begin to treat our sisters with respect. Treat our sisters like we are responsible men. And stand up to the word of being a man.
Okay.
Stand up to the word of being a ish.
Amen.
A master.
Okay.
It's not a light thing, but yet we're taking it lightly. My bang, one of my bangs, he's 14 now, right? Is that right, KJ? Soon he'll be looking for Isha. Why? He's not ready. He's not ready. He get 18, he's most likely still won't be ready. He get 25, he still might not be ready. Most likely he won't be. Because I know some 40, I know some 50 that ain't ready. Got 2 or 3 of them, about 10, 15 children. And how many women do you think they done ran through and abused and stepped on and kicked on and spit on their way to rising? And every Shabbat, they're in the house of the Most High, clapping and singing and dancing. And some of them are teachers. And come up here and teach, and we leave all riled up. But the teacher is no good. Because he's not living right. So what kind of spirit does that put on us? What am I saying, family? Brothers, I'm saying we got to do better by these sisters. Because that's our future. They raise our children. And as Nasi said, they're here to be a helpmate for us. Just because you're the leader of the household, the head of the household, don't mean you have to rule with a cruel hand. We have to learn to have respect and rule with a compassionate hand. You know, I've learned the hard way that most oftentimes the women can see before you see. And I'm speaking not from ego, I'm speaking from humility. Because I have to truly admit this. See, because something else sometimes guides us. That thing there. Ego, pride, arrogance. And as Shlomo said, it goes before the fall. Something else guides them. Most often it's not that thing that guides them, that guides us. And if we would all but take the time and recognize the beautiful gift that the Creator has put into our bosom, and recognize that and use it to its fullest potential, a lot of the condition that we are in will turn immediately. And a change will take place within this nation. Now, sisters, your turn. And brothers, I didn't really give you all that I would like to give you. You know, I really haven't cut loose like you really deserve, and even like I'm able to deliver. I haven't, because there's so much going on. I got sons of my own. That's an embarrassment. Embarrassment, not just to me, but to the Creator, to this way of life. Strong embarrassment. And I'm not proud to say that because I love them. So men, don't think that that's all that's the problem. Because there's a whole lot wrong. A whole lot more than that. We are holding back our return. As Cohen said, the Creator's waiting for us. Because when we go back, we're not taking back that same mess that we left with. And the mess that we learned since we've been here in this captivity. I came up here with a lesson where we was going to read in the book, but I don't think I'm going to use it yet. Even if I use it at all. I'm going to do what I actually created to do, to guide my mouth, my spirit. Because If I don't touch you, somebody's hearing. And I'm going to touch somebody. And if it's just one soul, just one, that take heed to the words that I'm saying, and look past the fact that I'm talking bad about him, that I'm coming down hard on him, that I'm embarrassing him, just take heed and make a change in his life. And begin to do the things that are necessary. One by one, and one soul at a time, he can begin to do the things that are necessary that will have an effect on others. Like that sickness and that disease, we have the cure. And we can bring the cure to the world. All we have to do is begin to listen.
Yes, sir.
And live according to these teachings as the Father has laid it out and so mercifully has given us unto us for us to use and to take home, if we will but apply them to our lives. Now, sisters, many of you haven't met me before. Many of you may know me from my first dealings here in New York City about 12 years ago, maybe 13 years ago. My name is Priest Kezz. I told you my lips will sometimes slip. So let me clear it up. I don't think I'm a priest at all. So I'm going to let you know that. My name is Prince Kezz. I'm from Temple Kepharim in Philadelphia. And as I stated before, sisters, it's your turn. And I promise I won't be too hard on you either, but I will give it the best I understand it to give. The adversary knows that you are our way out of this trouble that we're in. He knows that. He knows that if our men stand up and be men and rule their household like they're supposed to, what's next? All that sound good and all that's correct. But our sisters will begin to stand. That's the next thing. Once our sisters begin to stand, then our children will begin to stand. They're trying to stop you from standing, sisters. See, they attacked us a long time ago. Yeah. They just recently got wise and started attacking our sisters. Today I heard that there's a new disease out. Open your eyes. A new disease that only kills females. How do you catch this disease? Through having multiple sex partners. The Father has allowed you to have something new to fear. I don't know if y'all hear what I'm saying. The disease only kills females, supposedly, at this time. And it will kill you if you can catch it. It becomes effective within your system if you go from partner to partner to partner. The Creator has allowed it for a man to have more than one wife. But for Isha, a sister, a woman, one at a time. The disease affects you if you go from man to man to man. I don't know if y'all understand what I'm saying.
Adultery.
See, they asked me a long time ago. And men don't think we excluded from this. But how do you deal with a woman that's committed adultery?
Wow. Unbelievable.
Because, see, we in captivity. The law says, put her to death. But see, our hands is like this here because the Europeans ain't going to allow us to do what we're supposed to do. Many of you brothers may understand, and sisters, many of you may understand. The Creator's bringing down His own wrath in His own way. He don't want to destroy us. He's had a controversy with our sisters because He knew that our sisters were our backbones. For real, for real. It's the problem with the men, these ego problems, when they don't pay attention to the real strength that they got. You don't understand? They strong, and they stronger than us in many ways. And if they don't get it right, we ain't going nowhere. And the Father knows that. These are the days of our exodus. And the father has to start right there to help them to realize they got to bring it together. Now, what is the adversary doing? To prohibit the return of our sisters. Sisters, I need you to know, because I'm talking to you. There's a new spirit that has been forming. Sisters start looking at themselves as gods. They go back in history and look at the ways in which the African nations used to worship women. The ways in which women had more than one husband. They look at the ways in which women ruled. And they jump on the bandwagon of sisters like Deborah and say, see, a man is supposed to sit down and take the back seat. What is the queen's name? Atalia, who ruled the kingdom. You understand? They look at these things and it gives them this power, and it causes them to think that they are supposed to be above their man. And that's not the way it's supposed to be. That sickness is being fueled.
Yes, sir.
It's being fueled, sisters. And if you're not careful, you're going to fall victim to it. You know how you fall victim to it? A couple months back, I believe it was in September. And I'm not losing my point. I'm telling you how you fall victim to it. I was asked to teach at Binyadat. And my lesson was on weapons of mass destruction. We think that when you hear weapons of mass destruction, bombs are falling from the sky. See, weapons of mass destruction is any weapon that's formed to destroy large amounts of people at one time. Genocide. And the weapons of mass destruction happens to be the things that we most find our pleasurable moments enjoying. So sisters, these new books they got out that everybody keep running to get.
Talk about it.
No, don't say that.
Talk about it.
They call them girly books.
Talk about it.
These books are all a portion of these weapons that's being formed against us to destroy us here mentally, to bring about a sickness, to cause that sickness to embellish us and to consume us. See, the adversary knows. He studied us. We are the most studied people on the planet Earth. No other nation has been studied like us. Nobody. They know, sisters, how to get you. They know how to attract you. They like Casanovas. They come and hit you in your most intimate areas without even touching you physically. See, they put TV shows, another one of those weapons that they use. They put TV shows in place. I've actually sat down. I don't watch television. Just so happened one day I happened to see a show. And I sat there and I watched it. I don't know where I was at. And on this show, the wife was actually telling her husband what to do. And not working together. Telling him. A visitor had came from out of town. And the visitor didn't have anywhere to stay. And the visitor was, as they call, a geek. And the wife didn't like his appearance. Know nothing about the guy. He was supposed to be a doctor. Some of you may have seen it. I don't know. And he stayed with the husband in his home. Well, he walks in the home. The wife says, no, get him out of here. Oh, he plays the role. The roles were switched. He became the woman. He said, well, why do I have to have him leave? Get him out of here. I don't want him in my home. And if you keep him in my home, we're leaving. Well, sisters, why am I saying this? Because we think it's entertainment. We watch these kind of shows and we think that it's excitement. It's nothing. And we might even get up and we don't even pay no mind. But you know what? Our minds is what we must protect. This is the key as they say, a key, the doorway to your souls. And these right here. And they know that if they play these two together, they can affect our behavior. We get up from those types of things and we walk away thinking that it hasn't affected us. Subconsciously. That's correct. The weapons of mass destruction. And they don't have to drop a physical nuclear bomb to destroy multitudes of people at one shot. All they need to do is open up the media, the television and the radios, the billboards that you see on the side of buses everywhere you go. Sex. You don't believe? You don't know? Sex. Sex. And you know what the problem is, family? With us? Why the sisters in the back of the room? Why they sit in the back? Why do you go to every other temple? They either got the sisters on one side, the brother. It ain't about the Creator. Not really. You know what the real reason is? That's right. To keep the men's focus on what the lesson is about. But why is it that way? Because we are sick. What do they do with a horse? When he's running a race, they put blinders on him, right? You see the horses, they put blinders on him, right? When he's carrying people, so he can't focus on nothing but that one thing. That shows you that our minds, we're not even stronger than a horse. Because we have to go through physical separation to keep our women away from us so that we can be focused and not distracted. What I'm asking you to do, you don't have to do that, but remove the blinders. Remove those things, those barriers. And I'm not asking you to just sit your women up in the front, but I'm asking you to pay attention to them. Because we walk around with those blinders on. We don't want to hear what they got to say. You understand? There's only one thing that they're good for from us. And that's all most of us see. And sisters, you have been affected too. Because there's only one thing that we are good for from you. Besides paying your bills. That's if you got a man that does it. Because most of them want you to pay his. Did I lie? No. Did I tell something while y'all brothers ain't saying nothing? Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know exactly what I'm talking about.
Let's go.
We have to give back these weapons to the adversary. We have to give them back. We have to give back their spirit. These little books they got out, stop reading them. Stop watching these television shows. Don't listen to this music. Leave these things alone. Because if you don't, you're going to fall. You're going to stay in this cycle. These video games that they've given us, we got them in our homes. We spend 3, 4, 5. Next thing you know, it's 8 hours done pass. You playing the video games. Did I say something else that's not true?
No.
And it's funny when you see an 89-year-old woman playing the video games. It's something. But ask that brother, that sister, how much Torah did they read or study in a month?
Went over their head. Just
a month. Give them a whole month. 30 days. For most of us, the only time we crack them books open is on the Shabbat when we come here. See, I ain't your average teacher. I'm just going to tell you. I'm not going to get up here and recite everything like protocol tells me. I'm on the Most High's clock.
Bring what you know.
And I'm going to do it the way that the Father instructs me to do it. You like it, you don't. But that just shows the intelligence that you have within you. If you get angry with me, that's okay. Doesn't matter. Somebody's going to hear what I have to say. Somebody. Because I realize that this is not a game that we're in. I'm not trying to win a popularity contest. I'm not here for that purpose. I'm here to teach the Creator's people and to help them to return back unto Him, to serve Him. Because I understand that one day we're going to have dominion of this earth all over again. And I understand that where it has to start is right here with us. Stop looking thinking it's somebody else. Ain't nobody else going to do this but us. We got to stop making this a religion and become to make it a reality. Because we read religion every Shabbat. And some of us 3 or 4 times throughout the week. We practice religion, but we don't allow it to become our reality. And that's what we have to begin to do. We can't play with the Creator. We have to live in righteousness in everything that we do. The adversary, as I said before, he studied us. And he knows that sex is a big thing. That's a driving force in the male and the female creatures. You know how he knows? Because he put it there. Through these weapons, he's attacked us. So now we know, sisters, there's some things that we have to do. Some things that we have to get rid of within ourselves. You know, when an order come out for you to do something and it's in righteousness, don't pour a hooter. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I think you got to start listening to me. You know, don't just try sometimes, sister. Try to show love and respect towards your man. Now here's the sad part. If your man has lost respect in your sight and he's still your husband, forget the past. And this is wisdom that I'm asking you to do. Amen. See, men have a thing about them, but they're easy to forget. We don't forget. But we easy to move something to the side and keep on moving. But sisters, it's something about a sister. They call it a vehement thing. It's hard. It's hard for a sister to move something to the side and act like it didn't happen. And keep, but sisters, you got to find the strength to do it.
Wisdom, bring wisdom.
You have to find the strength, however hard it may be. No matter how deep you got to go. No matter what you got to grab. No matter how many of them girlfriends you got to cut off.
That's right.
You got to do it, sisters. Because if you don't, we're not going to go. We're not going to move forward. We're going to stay stagnant. And the only thing that stays stagnant is death. Life, move on. So we got to get past that. Those are my issues with the family. I said there's 2, that's just one. Those are some of my issues with the family between man and woman. The other issue is the most powerful issue. The most powerful problem that we have that I know today, we have a problem with the Creator. That's both male and female. Father says we worship Him with our mouths, but our minds are far from Him. The Father says that we are cunning to do evil, but to do righteousness we know not. We come to places like this every Shabbat. Many of us, some of us come when we feel like it. One maybe out of every 2 months. Most of us come, many of us come almost every week. We come to places like this and we meet and we practice Shabbat. We do what we call law. And what time is it? Anybody know what time it is? Sundown. And before it's completely, we gone. We got our coats on. We ready to roll. Oh, you know my brother, my sister. You know what I mean? Now this is real. We ready to roll. We ready to go. We don't all of a sudden the lesson, I don't care how good the lesson is now, it's boring. You get to looking, you don't want to let nobody, you don't make it too obvious. Start rounding the kids up. Come on. Shalom, get them shoes on, boy. Start rounding, you see the sun ain't down yet, it's just getting there, you ready to go. Because you got business to handle after the Shabbat, boy, you're going to have some fun. Is that right? You going to go have some fun. You going to do some. This is boring. This only requires daylight hours for you. You get ready to go do something special now. Something to bring you joy. You get ready to go mingle with the beast. You get ready to make mad, passionate love with the enemy. You don't realize it, sisters. It's the truth. It's the truth. Brothers, you the same way. You haven't passed that. You the same way. Many of us, we can't wait till the Shabbat is gone. So we can run out there and hit the night. The streets. Do whatever it is we do through the course of the week. We can't wait till Shabbat go. To go be with the beast. That's our true lover. I began this by saying we got a problem with the Creator. We don't like the laws He's given to us. We don't like the fact that we're here in this captivity and we can't eat certain things because them pork chops be smelling good. I'm serious. Oh, some of you might say no. Them things be smelling good. When I was a young boy, my mom fed me pork. She fed that to me. And one of my favorites was pork chops and applesauce. You ever had pork chops and applesauce? Well, some of you have been blessed not to, but I used to eat pork chops. That was one of my favorite things. Pork chops, and when you get down to the bone of a pork chop, that little pointy part of the bone, you will suck that dry. That's all we knew. That's all we knew. We don't like the fact that we can't eat the pork no more. We don't. We don't want to give up the fact that we can't go from woman to woman or from man to man. We don't like that we got to dress a certain way. I had a conversation with a sister about wearing pants. She says to me, there is no scripture in the Torah that says a woman can't wear pants. Y'all know that's a comment. Well, I ain't argue with her. In so many ways, she may be right. Because pants was actually made for women first in history. If we really check history, I'm not here to start no debates. So please don't think that I am. But check it out. They was made for women first, and then it became a man thing. So she says to me, there is no law in the scriptures that say a woman can't wear pants. I said, sister, you're right. In my understandings, there is no law that says a woman cannot wear pants. Now, I'm bringing this up again because I'm trying to show you that we have a problem with the Creator. We don't like the fact that we have to dress a certain way. So I says to the sister, okay, would you think that it would be appropriate and acceptable for me to walk around with a muscle shirt? I didn't even get that far yet. She said, no, I don't think so. I said, why? I didn't violate the Creator's law. I said, do you think it's acceptable? Brothers, I'm just trying to get truthfully how I said it to the sister. And I had to put it to the sister this way because I had to touch something within her to cause her to see how a man feels. I said, would it be acceptable? Do you think it would be acceptable for me to wear a pair of jeans and around the back pockets cut out all the material and let my flesh show? I said it a different way, but I'm trying to give it to you so you can understand. Would that be acceptable for me to do? Being a prince and the teacher of the people and who I'm supposed to be as an Israelite. Would that be permissible? Because I didn't violate Torah if you go for the letter of the law. I said it's the perception. It's what we give to the people. It's how we present ourselves as holiness, as righteous individuals. We are what the rest of the world is supposed to look to for an example of how to be, quote unquote, God-like. And sister, I can't prove that to you through scriptures that it's not right for you to wear pants. But how does it look? How do you represent a holiness? How do you represent a righteousness except in the way you act, what you wear, how you dress being what you wear, the foods you eat, how you speak? What other way is there for you to represent holiness? Now, if all those things that I just mentioned to you is just like the rest of the world, Where's your holiness? Because holiness means to be holy, means to be separate. So if you're doing these things and you're just like everybody else in the world, you wear what they wear, you eat what they eat, you talk like they talk, then where's your holiness? So that was the way that I presented it to the sister. And truthfully, family, we have a problem with the Creator. We truly don't love the Creator. For many of us, we've never met Him. And those of us who do have a great portion of His Spirit within us, we still need to be reintroduced unto Him to help us out of this condition. I'm about to wrap it up shortly, and I hope that I'm not taking too much of your time, because I know that the club's open like you got to catch that number 65 bus that come past the corner at what time? See that? All right, so here we go. Just a little while ago now, and I'm going to say this to you, not in the ego, but just in confidence. I'm the most holiest person I know. You must be crazy. Who you know holier than me? Bring it to my attention, because I want to know. Because if I find Him, I'm going to grab hold of Him and I'm going to walk with Him. Understand what I'm trying to say to you. That's the confidence that we all must have about ourselves. See, because that's the way that you know that you're doing your best to walk right before this King. I'm full of sin. I'm full of a whole lot of shortcomings. A whole lot of them wrapped up inside of me. A lot of things I'm dealing with on a daily basis. But to me, I walk as close as I know of any man toward the Creator. And I would pray that you all feel the same way about you. That's my prayers for you. So in all the righteousness and holiness that I thought I had was something that I was missing, that I didn't understand. I thought I had it. And I'm saying this because I want you to search yourself. There's always something, another level that the Father wants to take us to. How do I present this to you? I guess I give it to you the best way I know how. Not too long ago, I was incarcerated in prison, the Philadelphia prison system. And that was an experience that I want to share with you. You know, we think we're strong. We hold on and we maintain the best we know how. But when certain things happen to you, it shows you just how strong you really are. I'm vegan. I don't eat meat at all. I do a lot of fasting. That's why I'm so skinny. Brother saw me today. He said, "Look like you gained a little bit." I forget who the brother was. Looked like you gained a little bit, and I'm surprised. I don't know how much I weigh, maybe 160 maybe. But I don't eat meat. My whole life is different from the average person, and also from a lot of Israelites. But it shouldn't be. The jails are designed for common folk. The jails are not designed for vegans. They're not designed for Israelites. They're designed for the common people. I was incarcerated for 3 weeks. And the adversary tried to make it that I never got out. But who I serve. Y'all don't know how good it is. I'm telling you. You never know until you experience it. I'm trying to take you somewhere if you just let me. And I promise you'll enjoy it. I want to try to cause your mind to see me and you become me in this institution. Now I'm vegan. I don't eat meat. And again, the prisons are designed for people who do. Christianity and Islam, those pagan deities flourish in the institutions. So I had no one to sit down and, fellowship with in the ways of the Creator. My food will come to me. And I might have ate on a daily basis The size of that, black eyed peas once a day, and orange. Sometimes it was lima beans. Sometimes I'll get a little portion of grits. You know, you can take a straw and suck it up. So literally I'm starving. Physically starving. I must have lost. I went from maybe 185 to 160 within those 3 weeks. Maybe a little less than that. And in jail, they don't let you have combs. So my hair was just like done. The haircut thing would have been nice, you know, because the jail system is designed for common folk. You know, you want to get a shave, they give you razors and they let you look good. They do nothing to promote this way of life when you're incarcerated. So when you think you're strong and you think you're doing something right, the Father got his ways of showing you that you're not. That you're not. You know, I prayed when I was incarcerated quite often. 3 times a day I pray on a daily basis. When I was incarcerated, I prayed a lot more. And you know, when you need something from the Creator, your prayers seem to get stronger. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how many of y'all ever needed something from the Creator, but when you do, your prayers seem to get stronger. Yeah, more sincere. That's what I mean by stronger. That should be your prayer on a daily basis. I've learned that. So I'm questioning the Creator all this time while I'm incarcerated. Father, why am I here? And I don't understand it. You know, I'm your servant, and if I'm living right, why am I here? Why are you allowing me to suffer the way that I'm suffering? Time to start trial. Trial start. We go in, we pick the jury. The reality of being away for 30 years began to sit in on me, because that was the mandatory sentence for what took in place if I was found guilty. I wouldn't be here today. I thank the Father for it. The trial starts, and that reality begins to hit me that much more. So I begin to lay down and make prayer every day after I came back from trial, on my face, in my cell, on the floor. And I did something that I hadn't did in a long time. I cried. And I'm not ashamed to tell you. I cried to the Father like I hadn't done it in years. You ought to try it. You ought to try it. Because that's when it's real. And the Father recognizes this. To shorten the story, comes the day of deliberation. We're on Friday. The day of deliberation. The jury goes to deliberate 10:30 in the morning. They hadn't made up their mind by 3:30 that afternoon. They came back with a question, and the question was, can we find somebody guilty of one thing and not find them guilty of the whole situation? That was the question. The judge came out and said, yeah, you can. You can do whatever you choose. So they take me back in the cell, this little holding area that they got, while the jury is in their room deliberating. I had already got my answer from the Creator, that I was going to be found not guilty. So I go back in my cell, started crying again. When I called it to mind what the Father had told me, I said, Father, you didn't say I was going to get found guilty of anything. I said, that wasn't your promise to me. Your promise to me was that I was going to go home free, not guilty, on all counts. Don't ask me how. Jury couldn't make up their mind. Judge sent them home. They got all weekend to think about what took place. All weekend. So I'm really anxious. and I'm really worried. And I go back to my cell and I do some more crying. And this ain't no punk stuff. Because I ain't got punk in my blood. At all. None. This is about righteousness. This is about a connection between a man and his king that has made him a promise that this is what it's going to be. But yet it don't look like it. Monday morning, and let me share this with you. I don't profess to be a prophet, but I'm going to tell you how the Father deals with me. Call it what you want. This is how he deals with me. Before something serious takes place in my life, the Father reveals it to me. Usually in a dream. Not verbatim, but just about. All along while I'm crying, I'm asking the Father, you never gave me my dream. And it wasn't being revealed to me, so I'm really afraid now. I know when I went through one method, you said not guilty. That you was going to cause their lips to be a stumbling block before them. That I would be freed. So I knew he said that. But at the same time, I had not the dream that he said that normally takes place when something pertinent is about to happen in my life. All the way up to the deliberating on Friday, I never had the dream. And that was my request to the Creator. Where's the dream? Where's the dream? Every day when I went to court, they woke me up at 3:30 in the morning to go to court. Every day. Without fail. Sometimes I prayed that they would miss my cell. But they came at 3:30 and woke me up. Court! You ain't got to be to court till 9 o'clock. They wake you up, get you ready, search you, put you on the bus, search you, get you off the bus. Oh, just many things that you don't want to ever have to go through. Monday morning comes around. I called home first and I asked my family to all fast. Everybody that was supporting me in this cause, I asked them to fast before the Creator this day. No food, no drink, no nothing. Let's just fast and let's ask the Father for the result that we want. Monday morning came around, 3:30 came around, I pop up out my bed, look at the clock, I see all the guys lining up for court, nobody's knocking on my door. So I'm like, wow, they must have forgot about me. Good, let them forget. I'm scheming in my mind, I'm going to go get fired my lawyer because I thought I lost. I'm going to fire my lawyer. I even wrote a letter to give to the judge why I wanted to fire my lawyer. He didn't do this right. He didn't do this right. So I'm upset. I'm hurting. I'm scared. For real. But that's what you do when you're afraid. You panic. 6:30 come around. I'm still in my bed. Nobody's called me. So I went on back to sleep. 7 o'clock come around. Nobody's called me. I go back to sleep again. And all of a sudden, I have my dream. And I'm asleep. Here's my dream. I was running down this long block. And I ran into a wall. The wall might have been about 10 feet high. 2 guys chasing me. 2 of them chasing me. And they're catching up. I jump over the wall, and when I get to the top of the wall, I immediately put my foot down and bounce to the side on the roof. First guy comes, he's chasing me. He jumps over the wall and missed the wall and falls. And he dies. Second guy's coming, he's running. He jumps over the wall and he does what I do and bounces to the roof. But he's sliding down off the roof like this, trying to grab on. And he falls and he plummets to his death. Then I wake up. And I sat there and I just thank the Creator so strong for giving me this dream. I don't know if y'all understand what I understand. There was no reason for me to still be in my cell at 8 o'clock in the morning on Monday morning after the jury deliberated. Why did the Father do that? Why did he cause them to overlook me? So that he could find the right time to give me my dream. He would not open up my spirit until first I didn't have the proper foods to eat. And a man's mind, his spiritual, is opened when he ain't eating. See how he does what he do? He caused my essence to come alive. Because as long as I'm eating and I'm filled up, It's something about that connection with him that you don't have. You gotta fast to really hear the voice of the Creator. He caused me to starve, literally starve. And that essence opened up. And I heard him. And when he spoke to me, he caused that 3:30 delay to be pushed back to give me the opportunity to have that dream. He could have gave it to me at any time, many people would like to think. But he did that purposely to show me that it wasn't nothing but him. His power. So I go into the courtroom and I'm still a little bit nervous. Even after I had my dream that I've been asking for, I'm still a little bit shook up. And I need y'all to understand this because we're not talking about 6 months. We're talking about my son is 14 when I come home. He's old enough to have grandchildren for me. That's what we talking about. 30 years minimum. Minimum. So yes, I'm a little shook up. And you think you know the Creator, but when times like that come before you, Aki, let me tell you, sisters, let me tell you, you'll really get tested at those times. So we go back to court. And prior to me getting there, the jury had another question that they wanted to ask. So they're getting ready to bring me out. The jury all of a sudden made up their minds. No more question. We got a verdict. They bring me in the courtroom. And I'm sitting there. And I'm still not ashamed to let you know what took place. I'm sitting there. They tell you to stand up now. To hear my name called out in that courtroom hurt me so bad. I embarrassed the Creator. I brought shame on the name of the Father. And it hurt me to my soul. I had to go home not home, calling the cell my home. When I got back to my cell, that's what I cried out about. Because I realized that I embarrassed my King. I brought shame on the name that the Father had given to his people. We call by his name. And I brought it in a way in which I brought shame upon his name. Not by the reason that I was in jail, but the thing that caused me to do what I did to get in jail, to realize wasn't worth it. I'm not guilty, family. Don't think that I was guilty. I'll open your minds up to that in a minute. I'm not a sinner. When I stand in front of the jury and they call my name, Kezz Yisrael, stand, please. And I just mustered up the strength to stand up, and I'm standing there. And then you got to remember, the tension is running high. They bring in 8 guards in case I acted a fool when I was found guilty. They asked the young lady to read the verdict, and the young lady read the verdict. And she was so pleased to read the verdict. When she read it, on the count, such and such, such and such, how do you find? Not guilty. Such, 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 not guilty, not guilty. Man, like 10 charges. And not guilty on every one of them. And you know what? Yeah, but don't even underplay it because it's powerful. Truly a blessing it is, man. Truly a blessing it is. Now, I ain't take you through all this story for nothing. Give me the opportunity and I'm going to tie it all in. When I heard the not guilty verdict, the first not guilty verdict, my mouth began to quiver. And I tried hard to hold my composure. And when I heard it more and the more and the more and the more and the more I heard it, and when it was done, I was done. And I fell to my knees. I couldn't hold myself up no more. You're talking about joy. You're talking about a passion that just runs. You never know. I'm explaining it to you, but you'll never know until it's you. Until it's your turn. And you feel the power of the Creator just reach down and protect you from the hands of the enemies. Then you'll know what I'm standing up here talking about. I'm not trying to put you to sleep. I'm trying to tell you that this King is real. He is real. And we must begin to serve him. A whole lot better than what we're doing, man. You know what he took me away for? For me to learn to trust him. No, I'm not talking about believing him. Because that's what we do easy. I'm not talking about believing in him. All of us believe him else we wouldn't be here. But it's a different thing to harness, to love, and to trust Jehovah. It's different. And all the time I'm scheming, manipulating, trying to figure out how to make this work for my best interest. And somewhere along the way, we leave the Creator out of the equation. I don't know how to explain it to you, family, but we truly have to learn, because we got a God problem. We got a problem with the Creator. We don't really trust Him. We don't. We say we do. We come, we dance, we hoop and holler, we shout. But when hell breaks loose in your house, do you bow down and prostrate yourself and truly give it up to the King and move out in His spirit? Or do you move in your own spirit and say, I got this? Because you know, when I was in jail, my bail was $50,000. That's the 10%. And there was no power in my hands. I couldn't lean on my own wisdom. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. Sometimes the Father got to take you and move you from what you think you got, from where you think your strength is and your confidence really is, and put you in a place all by yourself to cause you to really see Him. We are blessed with the most powerfulest thing, the Creator, and we don't use it to its fullest potential. This is why we still having problems in our homes, problems on our jobs, problems with each other, because we truly don't give Him the best of us. And I'm here as a witness, because He brought out the best of me at that particular time. Through those 3 weeks, He caused me to appreciate life. I have been, as many like to say, reborn. He has placed within me a new spirit. And I only pray that that spirit that I have acquired, that I'm able to transfer some of that energy to you, my family, so that you won't have to go through life-threatening situations to be able to give the Father the best of you and stop playing these games we playing. Stop playing culture. Stop faking Israel. You are heathen, and you needed to get it together. Open up your minds and realize the blessing that it is to be called by the name of the most powerful force in the universe, Jehovah. When you speak His name out of your mouth, speak it with authority. And know that nobody can come and accuse you of any evil, because you're not evil. And you've done away with all the things about you that hold you back from receiving the best that He got. He says to us, serve me, and see don't I open the windows of heaven and shower down so many blessings upon you that you won't have room to receive them all. Then what does that mean? That means I shouldn't be living in poverty. If that's what your condition is, it's something about what you're doing that ain't right. If you're struggling with your nasheen, something you ain't doing is wrong. Something you're doing is messed up. If you're struggling on your job and you worry about this and you worry about these little problems, if you got sicknesses, you got diseases, something ain't right. Ask the Father. Usually it's us that got something wrong with us, not Him. He don't make mistakes. We lying to ourselves because we know the evil that we do. I said that when we started. We know what we do. That's what got to stop. And we got to truly get a Creator the best of us. He took me away to show me that. Before I left, I was still the best Israelite I knew. Before I left, to me. So He took me, and if I was right, and broke me down to my least molecule, the lowest denomination. Took me as low as I can go. I had to get undressed in front of a man and let a man examine my physical body. You don't understand what I'm saying until you experience it for yourself. It is horrible. Very degrading, but it is horrible for you to hold yourself one way and at the hand of the oppressor have force you to just surrender to the evil that the oppressor has for you against your own will. Because that's what happened to me. But it had to happen for the Father to strip me bare, to raise me back up again. To raise me back up again. And that's all I'm trying to do right now, at this particular time, is to help you to avoid anything like that ever happening to you. We don't have to receive the punishments that we receive, family. We all know what we do that's not right. Sneaking out late at night, doing what we doing, picking up this, picking up that, smoking this, smoking that, eating this, smutting this, reading this. We know what we're doing, it's not right. And in the pureness of our essence, all I'm asking you, and I'm pleading with you, family, because my return depends on you, and your return depends on me. And all I'm begging you to do, I'm begging you to live in the consciousness of your mind. Deny yourself of the evil that's taking place in your life. Deny yourself of that. Hold fast to these principles and don't allow it to just be a religion to you. We got enough religions in the earth. We now need a difference. We need a change. The only way that change is going to come is if it comes through us. And I beg, family, brothers, make it right with these sisters. And sisters, make it right with your ish. Make it right. Our families are suffering. And if our families are suffering, then the whole nation is suffering. And if the nation of Israel is suffering, then the whole world is suffering. How much more can it get? How much more evil can come out of this place? Now, gay marriage is acceptable. They won't allow an Israelite man to have more than one wife on the record, but they allow two homosexuals to raise children. This world is not going in a righteous direction. It's not going in a positive direction. We got to cause it to happen. So I submit to you today, family, and I'm ready. And I'm so glad that the Father took those 3 weeks of my life to change me. And I only ask that I was able and successful through those 3 weeks of meditation and teaching that He's given to me, that I was successful in transferring a portion of that spirit upon the family here today. That you all hear and understand and know what is needed, even in your own lives. Go home and make it right. Go home and make it right, brothers, sisters. Go home and raise these kids, these children in righteousness. Go home with the blessings of the Creator upon you. And don't turn back to evil anymore. Deny yourself of that evil, and you will see a blessing right away. Challenge the God on His word, and see, don't He tell you the truth?
see Kezz, so he might address the congregation. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
What your boss, man? No, I don't want it unless you're gonna use it.
Shave now, go back yourself. Give it honor and praise unto the Most High King, Yehovah Zibaot, our Master, our Healer, our Provider, and our Guide, the only true strength that is in creation. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
You got me in that spot again. Shabbat Shalom, family.
Shabbat Shalom, God.
With all respect unto our leadership, King of New York. Prince of Rushadan, Chiefs of Chiefs. He's absent right now, but Naftali. I greet you all in the name of the Most High King by saying Shabbat Shalom Lakim.
Shabbat Shalom, Lakah.
I wasn't joking when I said King of New York. I meant what I said, honestly. I didn't know that y'all was going to laugh at me, but I didn't mean it as a joke. I meant what I said. And we as a nation of Israel, we always had kings as our leaders. It's just that this captivity has stripped us so much of giving the glory unto another man that represents and comes in the name of the Most High King. We got to get back that thing that was once lost. We have to get it back. We're a dying nation, dying fast. And except we understand the responsibility of the people, we're going to die and we're going to perish. It's easy for us to come and sing to dance. You know, I ain't never got a good story when I come to it. I ain't never making you smile. I'm surprised you laugh. But it's because our condition is so serious. It's so serious. And we so sleep that every time I get an opportunity to speak unto my family, I have to express to them my concerns and try to reach in and wake them up and do whatever I can do to play my part in the restoration of the Creator's people unto Him. I'm not afraid to give glory unto a man. The Creator tells us to do it. He tells us to do it. But when we fall victim to this captivity, it's so bad that a wife doesn't even want to give glory to her husband.
Come on now, that's right.
And I'm not talking about a man that's not taking care of his business. I'm talking about a man that is about a man's business. Come on now. The condition that we are in today is a sad condition. We come and we shout, we hoop and holler, and we love each other, and we share that emotional stage today on a Shabbat day. And by the end of the day, where's our spirits? Where's our minds? What are we teaching to our youth? How do we represent the Creator once we leave from the place of worship in which we gather? How do we represent Him? To a lot of us, the Creator really doesn't exist to the magnitude that we try to say that He does on the Shabbat. And this is true. This is why you do what you do. This is why you act the way that you act. And then you say, who are you to judge me? Because you flesh and blood too. That's what we say, isn't it?
That's right.
And we don't want nobody to criticize us. And those that we know that criticize us on our evil ways, we stay far away from them. Because Israel has not changed.
Speak the truth.
We don't want to hear the words of the Creator.
No, sir.
Speak to us smooth things.
We want to hear correction.
I wish that we were in a place where I could speak smooth things. I wish we was in a condition where our sisters, could respect us as the heads of the households and as men in Israel. It's not their fault that they don't respect us. I wish that our children could respect their parents, could love and honor their parents as the Torah teaches. It's not their fault that they don't respect their parents. The one thing I do know is that it's our fault that we're still here in captivity. In our Exodus, it's like a fantasy. It's like something we dream about, something we talk about, but never put forth our hands to obtain it. Out of all the wonderful things that I've heard today, one thing was that you have to do in order to receive. Something great like that came across the podium. I don't recall who said it. It was one of the two. I'm not sure who it was, but you have to put forth your hands to receive. You have to earn it. A lot of us, we cry about the captivity in which we are in today, but we're happy where we are because we do not anything to earn and fight for our freedom. We're happy, we're satisfied in this condition in which we find ourselves today. For if we wasn't, we wouldn't be fighting against the Most High King. Let me change the pace a little bit. Let me take you somewhere else. It's a man that I have grown to love and to respect. And this man was a king of Israel. His name was David, King David. And as I was reading through the course of the week, I stumbled across the 8th chapter of 2nd Chronicles. I always wondered why people love David so much. You know? I mean, I hear about the man, and I hear about how the most famous things that I hear is how he slew 100 Philistines to get a daughter, a wife. 200. 200, right. He was only required to slay 100. But he went beyond and did 200.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. I read about and I hear about, not what I read about, but what I hear about is King David, how he committed adultery with Bathsheba. You know, how he snuck up on the top of his balcony looking out his window and he saw the bazaar of the beautiful woman. And he said, hey, I like that. And he did what so many of Israel do. He gave and fell victim to the flesh. He gave in. But the Creator had a law for any man that committed adultery. That was murder. Also was a law made for that. And he committed both of those in the same action. But yet, the Father didn't take his life. And I couldn't understand why. I couldn't understand why the Creator blessed David in the way in which he blessed him. And why the people loved David the way that they loved him. How could the Most High be with David to the degree and magnitude that he was with all these sins that David had? And I realized that the only thing that the Creator wanted from us, he doesn't expect us to be perfect. He doesn't. He wants us to strive for it. Strive for perfection. Knowing that we will most likely not be perfect. But to strive for perfection puts your mind in a certain condition, a certain state of being. You have to live a certain way when you're striving for perfection on a daily basis. Think about it. When you're striving and trying to get close to the Most High, you fast, you meditate, you pray, you read your scriptures, and your whole day is consumed basically with the worship of Him.
Yes, sir.
And when you step away from that, you just open the door just a little bit for the adversary to slip one of them things up in you, and you fall off. And eventually, you stop the fasting, you stop the reading, you stop the meditating, the praying, you stop all those things, and destruction sets in. David never stopped. Even in his sin, I guarantee you, even in the midst of his sin, he was giving praises to the Creator. Amen. The Creator loved him like none other. And his name will be remembered throughout the earth as a blessing of the Creator throughout eternity. Even when we don't even have these books anymore. They'll be sitting around talking about a man that lived, that was of the children of Israel, of the tribe of Judah, the son of Jesse, named David. And he was beloved of the Most High King.
Yeah.
That's the legacy that David has left behind. What's going to be ours? What's going to be our legacy when we become dust and ashes again? Did we strive for perfection? Did we fight to deserve the blessings of the Creator? It ain't until a time when we need the Father that we really even remember the Father. Now, I ain't talking about remember like you make your prayers and you meditate sometimes and you know you just don't eat no pork and you don't go to no church. You're sure you remember the Creator and all that. But it ain't until we need Him that we get on our best behavior. Not until we need Him. Some of y'all know what I'm talking about. It ain't until we need Him, until we really get serious of walking that way. And then after we obtain that blessing that we've been looking for, that thing that we've been sacrificing so much of our own joy for, we immediately turn right around and go right in the other direction and walk away from this king. He's a jealous power. Doesn't like that. But we do it so often, it has become repetition for us. Everybody know to come on the Shabbat and worship the Creator, don't we? Don't we? And we all know that when the Shabbat comes, we got to take off our heathen clothes and put on our holy garments. Get them fringes from underneath of the dresser, you know, underneath, way in the back, under the dress. You get that little hanger and pull them up to the front. Because you don't want nobody to look at you and say, that brother ain't doing Torah. So you put on that facade, you know, that image, as if you were walking with the Creator all week. You know. You know how it is. Come on, why everybody act like they don't know what I'm talking about? We ain't got none of them people here. That's what it is. For the most part, we didn't. Could y'all travel with me for a minute, please? Just a little bit. I like to read the 8th chapter of 2 Samuel. And actually in my readings it would take me all the way up to the 11th chapter, but I might be able to get that little bit across in the 8th chapter. Because I definitely am not going to take up too much of your time.
Hallelujah.
Now I would like to start off by letting you all know, before we even get into our readings, that David, King David, was a king of a newly formed nation. Prior to Saul, Israel was living in a state of little pockets of people who ruled themselves, basically. And anything that they decided within that pocket was law for that pocket didn't necessarily have to agree with this pocket over here. Judah, Benjamin, Zebulun, so on. Each
each portion of the earth, each portion of the land of Israel that we had as our domain, we made up the laws in that particular place. It wasn't until King Saul became king that Israel said, let's unite, let's come together under one king. I need you to understand, because David is getting ready to do something more powerful that I think we pay attention to show the power of the Creator through him. David, King Saul actually united the house of Israel together. David came up as a young man. The people loved David as long as David wasn't king. You follow me? After a while, after he became king, there's a lot of discrepancy about how the people loved him and how the people followed him. But at this point, there's no question, as king, at this point, there's no question to the loyalty of the people to David. But my purpose in this is to show how the Creator himself loved David. A man that was full of sin, just like every one of us. Full of sin. But yet, the battles in which we are taking on today is not so much different from the battles that that man took on. But he had the blessings of the Father with him. Remember, when I started off by saying we have to fight for our freedom in order to obtain it. A slave will never be freed if he doesn't fight for it. I'm not saying go get your guns, go get your knives, pick up the swords. That's not what I mean by fight. So anybody who may watch these DVDs or hear me speaking, I'm not talking about to physically go out and load up the guns. That's not what I'm speaking about. I'm talking about get real with the Creator. Hallelujah. And stop playing church. That's what I'm talking about. The Creator knows we're going to fall along this journey, just like David fell in the journey, but he didn't give up the fight. And that's what I'm reading this for today, to empower you so that you understand that it's okay if you've fallen a little bit. It's okay. Get back on that horse, dust yourself off, and keep on moving. Because the Creator got great things in store for you.
Yes, sir.
Great things. And now, right now, we're at the bottom of a nation, looking at all the many years that these people, the oldest person in this room might be about 80, maybe 90. But we look at all the many years that this nation has been established and all the other nations around the earth. And for us to think that we one day will rule the earth is almost like mission impossible. We almost think it's not possible. Ain't no almost. I know what you think. I want to show you something. Because Israel had just became a nation. David was the second king on record. So we still got a bunch of men running around thinking they can do their own thing, right? Because we really ain't had like 500-600 years establishing the unification of a people. If we come together today, we still got pockets of Israelites saying, man, I heard what Prince said, but come on, girl, we gonna do our thing. You understand? So this shows that David, being the second king of Israel, was still faced with obstacles within his own people, trying to rule his own people. Here it is today. We are here looking at all the nations that has been established for 5, 6, some of them 1,000 years that rule the earth. So we're really thinking that this is almost an impossible thing, man. We talking about getting our freedom. Where we going to go? The whole earth is ruled by the adversary. Where we going to go? We think it's impossible. Watch what happens to this young man, David, when he became king and began to rule Israel, the young nation. Jump seat, Vakasha.
King, all praises to Yehovah Sabaoth.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. King, can you hear me? King. All praises to Yehovah Sabaoth, first and foremost. And then thanking the Most High for the life, that of Prince Kezz. We're reading from 2 Shemuel, the 8th chapter, verse 1. And it reads on this wise. And after this, it came to pass that David smote the Philistines.
Who?
David smote the Philistines.
The Philistines, an ancient nation. Remember, Israel just started. Basically, this was our second king. The Philistines had been around for years and years and years before this even took place. But now a young king with no real men really in order like they should be overthrew the Philistine nation. Now that spread out through the earth quickly. They go get backup and troops to come and try to get them together, but they don't understand. And y'all don't understand. They don't understand that the battle ain't with us. The battle wasn't with David, but they didn't understand that. And we have to remember that and keep that in our consciousness. That they don't fight against us. They fighting against the Most High. And He don't lose. Hallelujah. And we got to remember that. We got to have the confidence, the trust, and the love for this King to know that whatever befalls us, we remain loyal to Him, and He will make sure that we are victorious. David never lost that loyalty. And that's why what we're about to read about was a new young man on the scene destroying nations that been around thousands of years before he came on the scene. The only way a nation can be around for thousands of years is if they got loyalty, they got respect, they got soldiers that are disciplined. Right. They know how to fight. They're skilled in the art of warfare. Right. They're not just talking about let us form something and let us go and rule something. They've been to war. They probably trained their children from their youth. Right. Oh, yeah. You understand? These are bona fide nations of people we're about to read about. That was established almost like the USA. Almost like the Arabians. Almost like the Japanese. You understand what I'm saying to you? And I'm bringing it to this day and time so that we can reflect upon what we're reading and apply it to us today to know that we are able. Okay. But we first got to put forward our hands and strive for it. Read on, please.
In the middle of verse 1. And subdued them. And David took Mete Ammon out of the hands of the Philistines.
Took them from them. Give me that nation. Give them to me. They belong to me now. What you going to do about it? You know, warfare is the only thing our people knew. The only thing they knew. We wasn't familiar with warfare until Saul dropped on the scene and we formed a united army. Remember when the men went up against Jabesh Gilead and nobody would fight back? Who was that? The Philistines. And nobody wouldn't do nothing because we were afraid. We didn't know warfare for real. We wasn't united as a stronghold. And it wasn't until Saul stood up and said, if you don't come out and fight with us, what happened to this cow is going to happen to you. That's right. The people came up and they fought against the Philistines and subdued them. But the thing was that they fought against the Creator. They disrespect the Creator. Saul didn't win that battle. Yah won that battle. Read on, please. Keep that in mind, family, that they're fighting against the Most High. Not you. But you have to fight against the temptation that has been placed before you and remain loyal to this King. Because this ain't no dream we talking about. But you've been living it as if it's a dream. As if you're going to wake up one day and everything going to be peaches and cream, and it ain't. Until you return to this King with your whole essence. Your whole life has to be dedicated to Him. Not just on the Shabbat day. That's right. But everything about you must reflect your loyalty to that King, Yehovah Zivahu.
King, 2 Shemuel, the 8th chapter, verse 2. And he smote Moab and measured them with a line, making...
I'm sorry for keep interrupting you, but this thing, y'all just got to understand what's being said here. Moab is not a new nation. The Moabites had been around since the flood. You understand what I'm saying to you? Long time. Long time. They are established. But you ain't got a new nation. Young on the scene. Come up. That's like my son who might be 8 years old. Been in the world for 8 years. And he go and slay principal. Cut him up, chew him up, beat him up in a basketball game. Just take it to him. How is that possible? That ain't supposed to be, is it? He's 8 years old doing some moves like Michael Jordan. You understand? They got their heroes. That's one of ours. That's right. We got to understand that this thing is guided. We It ain't nothing but the hand of the Most High that an 8-year-old will be able to go against it. Oh, you 25-year-old man.
That's right.
You know? It ain't nothing but the Most High that can take place. Dawid was that 8-year-old man, new on the scene, destroying nations that been around for thousands of years. You know why? Because he knew that he could do it. He knew that as long as he remained loyal to the Creator, that no force on earth, no matter how long they've been around, could defeat him. And we have to have that same understanding. Let's get away from religion, family, and let's return to the Creator in realness and sincerity and give unto Him our essence and stop playing these games. My mama used to play games. Good old woman. She really is a good woman. She meant well. She did the best she could do with what she had to work with. You know, I wish I was raised up in this knowledge, but I wasn't. The games my mama would play, she thought she was doing the best she could, which she was, with the understanding that she had. She'd take me to the Jehovah Witness Hall and say, boy, we're going to learn about the Jehovah Witness. And I'm living in the projects. 11th and Diamond. Y'all don't know nothing about 11th. I can tell you some story about 11th Diamond. I'm living on a top floor, deep floor. The Jehovah Witness Hall might have been 5 miles away. And I mean what I'm saying. 5 miles away. And my mama would pack us up, me, my sister, my brother, and my other sister, and walk us 5 miles on a Tuesday, I believe it was. Now, how many of us walk here today? At least about 2 miles. You see, what I'm trying to say is, my mama never gave up. She wasn't a lazy woman. Would go out and scrub floors just to take care of us. She earned her right. And now she's sitting home in a house, paid for. Because she deserved it. But what the point I'm trying to say is, the same passion that my mama had to take me and feed me to the devil, thinking that the devil was a good thing. It's the same passion that we must serve this king with. If we get outside, we go to start the car don't start up, we ain't going to the temple today, y'all. Let's go back in the house, take the shoes off. You understand? We don't have that passion. And that's why we still here. Because we don't have that desire to be real with this king with our whole essence. How many of us going to pack up our kids, put them on our back, and walk 5 miles to get to the sanctuary? Not too many of us. You understand? So my mama's still playing games. She left the Jehovah's Witness. She felt like that wasn't right. She took me to church. Now the church was about 25, 30 miles. So she ain't walked there, but she got us a ride every day, every Sunday. She got us a ride, and we got there. My mother's still in the church. My mother just retired from work, just retired, and she gives more of her time to the church. I think y'all hear me? Because they not playing. They really think that this man gonna crack the sky and come down and help them. They don't know that it's inside of them to help themselves, so the Most High will do the rest. They don't understand that. But you know what? My mama don't falter. She don't move this way and that way. She's straightforward for the deity that she serves. She real. And she showed me that the last 25, 30... How old am I? A little older than you, right? She showed me that the last 25, 30 years of my life. That she ain't gonna change. I take the scriptures too, and I ain't gonna make this about my mama. It's just something that I'm trying to show.
Talk about it. Come on.
That their loyalty to their deity far exceeds where we are with the Creator. And we say they wrong. Am I right? Right? So why you ain't making no noise? You should be upset right now. You should be upset. No, I'm serious. You should be hurting inside your soul to know that you're playing with this king like this. And you're going to look at somebody else that's building empires around the earth. Empires around the earth. You watch one of them on the talk shows when they're on TV, Benny Hinn, one of them guys. Watch one of them. And the helicopters from the sky zooming down. It looks like ants. The thousands upon thousands of people play in the streets to hear this man speak.
Yeah.
And we can't even get a temple together. How many Israelites we got in New York that's knowledge, is conscious of themselves? Then why is just us here? You understand what I'm trying to say? The illusion is deep on us. It's deep. We can't give glory to a man. Why? Somebody got to call the shots. We can't all just be leaders and teachers as we want to be. Somebody got to call the shots. Why not give it to the one that's already in the position? And if he ain't right, trust me, the Most High will take care of him. He will deal with him. But we got to be loyal. We got to support that cause. My mama retired. But she gives her loyalty to that church.
Be loyal.
Every day she goes and she assists in funerals. Every day.
Whole bunch of unloyal people.
I called my mama because I needed her to do something for me. She said, boy, you got to wait till I get back from church.
That's right.
This was on a Monday.
That's right.
Because she had to go and assist with a funeral. But what do we do?
Come on, Nazi.
How do we serve this king? Do we think that our service is only needed on the Shabbat day?
No.
David never gave up. He served the Creator 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Never stopped. He never lost trust in the Most High, nor faith. He never even, his knees never bowed to another deity. Never. He never even questioned. When the Father brought down his wrath, that we will humble himself.
Yeah.
Lay on the floor for 3 days, was it? Yeah. Praying that the Creator would change his mind. And after the Creator didn't change his mind, he got up. And said, up. The Father giveth, the Father taketh away. How many of us got that type? The first thing we doing is, well, maybe I'm serving the wrong deity. Let me go over here and see what they got over here. You understand? And it ain't about that. Because again, this king we serve is a jealous king. Jealous. Let's see if we can get through this chapter now. We're going to try again. Come see.
Hallelujah. 2 Samuel, the 8th chapter, verse 2, Opa'am. And he smote Moab, and measured them with a line, making them to lie down on the ground. And he measured 2 lines to put to death, and 1 full line to keep alive. And the Moabites became servants to David and were presents.
What did they do?
They became servants to David.
They began to serve an Israelite, a servant of the Creator, a nation that had been here for thousands of years, fully established by their own right, had now became servants of you.
That's right.
I don't know if y'all hear what I'm saying. Don't just let me talk and you don't really understand it, because I almost said it, but I don't know if y'all would have understood it. I'm a deep man. What I mean by that is that everything that takes place in my life, I look deep into it. This is a deep chapter. And everything that's taking place in this chapter, you got to really look deep into this ain't no man that has a military behind him, millions of men that can just go out and destroy another nation because he got the masses of the people with him. He ain't got no ninjas on his side. You understand what I'm saying? This is an average guy who just rallied up a few men. You see? But with the trust of a Creator, he overpowers them all. That's how we have to be. You understand? Again, the Most High knows we're not perfect. Neither do he expect us to be. But what he do expect us to do is strive for perfection. Never falter nor waver from our loyalty, love, trust, and honor in him. Some see, let's try it again.
Verse 3.
Come on, Nazi.
David smote also Hadazir, the son of Rahab, king of Zobah, as he went to establish his dominion at the river Euphrates.
Now wait a minute, that's another man that he just smote. 3 great nations. Read on, let's get a little bit more now, Bill.
Verse 4. And David took from him 1,700 horsemen, 27,000 footmen, and David hewed all the chariot horses, but reserved of them for 100 chariots.
Now there was another man named Toy. Toy was another great king. And what Toy did was, Toy used to go to war with what's his name? What's his name? Hadadizar. Now what that means is that Hadar is his king. He is the servant of Hadar. So y'all got to read up on that sometime. I just read it a little bit because it was like, wow, that name is almost like mine. I had to check that out and make sure, right? Hadazar. That means that Hadar, he's a servant of Hadar. Hadar is his king. That's a false deity. But Toy, the gentleman I'm talking about, Toy, was another king of a great nation that was established and had been fighting Hadadar for a long time and couldn't overthrow him. Dawid fought him one time and beat him down and took all the rituals back with him. The point I'm trying to make is that man, Toy, saw the power of the Most High work through Dawid and had to pay respect to Dawid. He had to come to him and say, hey, you're a great man. You just defeated my enemy that I was trying to destroy for many years. Something special going on with you, Dawid. Hey, Dawid is a hero of Israel. But y'all got to understand why he's a hero of Israel. This chapter will give us one of the reasons why the people loved him. And his name will forever be remembered in our minds, even when the books are gone. Read on, please.
Okay. Verse 5. And when the Arameans of Damascus came to succor to Hadadizar, king of Zebah, Dawid smote the Arameans, 220,000 men. Then Dawid put garrisons in Aram of Damascus.
Everybody familiar with these nations, right? We're not talking no nations that we ain't never heard before. These are great, great, great nations that everybody know about. Now, after the first battle, they heard about what Dawid was doing. So they feel like they're going to come and they're going to help out. Dawid knocked them off too. Read on, please. Let's see what's happening, family.
Okay, in the middle of verse 6. And the Arameans became servants to Dawid and brought presents.
They paid tribute. Dawid, stop beating up on us, man. Here goes some gold. Here goes some money. Please stop. That's right. Ease up a little bit. We still want to live. What do you think they're going to do to you when we start ruling? What you think they're going to do to you when we start ruling? I know y'all talking ruling. We ain't ruling nothing. Not in the mind you got right now. You're right. Not with the mind that you have right now. And I pray that after you leave this room today, that your mind and your consciousness will be elevated so that you can take your rightful place in this earth. Do you understand what your rightful place is? Okay. What's your rightful place?
The servants of the Most High.
Servants of the Most High? Okay. Anybody got a different understanding?
Leaders of the world.
Leaders of the world?
At the top and not the bottom.
Not at the top and not the bottom? Anybody else? Come on, family, don't be afraid. Sisters, you got a voice. To be a light unto the nations. Is we that? Are we any of those things right now?
No.
Yeah. Right state of mind.
Yeah. Let me tell you where our rightful place is in this earth. And I agree with every one of you, except that I know something a little bit different. You ready? Whole room got quiet. And you might agree, you may disagree, but if you disagree, raise your hand and I'll show you in the scriptures. We are to be gods on earth. Period. In the subject. Do you understand what that means? Oh, I done started something now. We are to be gods on earth. The nation of Israel. Anybody disagree? No. Don't be scared to raise your hand. It's okay. Because we ain't all want to. You mean it's something that we agree on? Everybody agree on this? All right, well, don't talk about me after I leave. Right? Yeah.
You heard it said the prison people be mad and crazy.
That's why you're not there. Because you don't even know that that's what you deserve. That's your rightful place. And that's where the Most High is trying to elevate you to. Exactly. But you're going to die like men. Because you don't serve Him. Read the scriptures and stop playing.
That's right.
Our rightful place is to be gods on the earth. Do you know in the ancient days, those statues that they wrote, that the Romans and the Greeks used to worship, was of black people? People of color. Hercules. People of color. But you go do the research. Don't believe nothing I say to you.
Amen.
Go do the research for yourself. And when you got something that you can show me that what I said today was a wrong thing, come back and let me know so you can help me. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Let's move on.
Came to end of verse 6. And Jehovah gave victory to Dawid whithersoever he went.
What happened? Who gave him victory?
And Jehovah gave Dawid victory whithersoever he went.
Read on.
Verse 7. Dawid took shields of gold that were on the service of Hadaziah and brought them to Jerusalem. Verse 8. And from Betah and from the Beerothites, city of Hadaezer, King Dawid took exceedingly much brass.
Now, you know what, Dawid? I often love the story of Dawid so much. You got to really get into Dawid to really understand this. Dawid wasn't a selfish man, by no means. One of the richest, but not the selfish. Nowhere near the selfish. You know what he used to do? When his men, when they would go out to war, and they would get rewards, the spoils of war, they call it booty. Dawid would take the booty and share it with all his men. You know, he might take a little something for himself, but he would get a booty to all his men. And guess what? Even the men that didn't go to war would receive portions of that booty. But you know what else he would do? He never forgot the Creator. What you think he brought those gold shields back for to Jerusalem? Why he bring those gold shields back to Jerusalem? That's right. For the Most High King. Now, how many of us? Now, I like to do this because that's what I'm about. I go deep into a subject, remember?
Talk about it, man.
How often we get our paychecks?
Don't talk about it. Don't talk about it. Don't talk about that now. See, don't talk.
You know? How often we hit the lottery?
Don't talk about it.
Yeah, right. How often we get an increase in any type of a way?
You stepping on toes right now. Don't step on toes like that.
And don't forget Jehovah.
Many of you get income tax. Talk about it.
Income tax, another one. Oh, that's my money. I work for that. Dawid never was a selfish man. So when you try to understand why the Creator loved Dawid so much, this is one of the reasons. Because he never forgot.
That's right.
He never forgot
That's right.
who gave him his blessings.
That's right.
Never.
That's right.
But us, we forget. Am I right, family?
You're right.
No, am I being honest? Am I right?
You're right.
Most of us don't even want to buy culture clothing. But we'll go out and buy a new pair of sneakers and some fly slacks and a nice dress shirt. Won't we?
Yes, sir.
Pay $100 for a pair of sneakers. But won't wear a skirt. Won't buy a proper skirt. We wearing the same old skirts for the last 5 years. Talking about I'm going to the temple. Skirts all ripped up from sitting down on the back of it, dragging on the ground, and we won't buy a new one. Why? You know why? Because the world don't smile on those type of things, and we really give our love
to the world.
We talk about the Creator. We talk about Him, but we don't love the Creator. That's why we where we at now. First of all, we don't understand. So you gotta have something that you're willing to die for. How many of us got that? You gotta have a purpose for living. Dawid had that purpose, and he showed it while he was living. But too many of us, our purpose for living is the same thing that everybody else's purpose for living is. To have fun. Have a good time. You know? Vanity. That's right. We don't even think about the Creator. We get our checks, and let me tell you something. The Europeans, I heard somebody yawn. Did I hear somebody yawn just now? Am I boring y'all? If I'm boring y'all, I'll sit down. Believe me. I'll give it to somebody that deserves it. Believe me. That's the last thing I want to do. Roll on. Bring it on. You made me forget my spot. You ain't allowed to yawn today, all right? No yawn. If you got a yawn, go like, please don't let me hear that, please. I get upset when I hear people yawn. I'm trying to teach. Make me feel like I ain't doing nothing. I'm doing a bad job. And if I'm doing a bad job, I need to sit down. Because that means the Creator ain't got me here. That means I'm up here because I chose to be here. And I don't never want to do nothing because I choose to do it. So if I need to sit down, let me know, please. Y'all don't want me. Y'all sure?
Dig.
Let's see if we can get this thing going.
You only heard 1 yard.
Yeah, I just heard one. Let's get this thing moving. I was getting ready to share a story with you. I forgot that story. So it must be time to read. The ways of the European.
Paycheck.
I can't remember. I can't remember it. I'm glad somebody walking with me. But if it is meant to be said, the Father will bring it back. But if it's not, then so be it. We're going to move on. Something else going to come. Let's travel together.
Okay. 2 Shemuel, the 8th chapter, verse 9. And when Toi, king of Hamath, heard that Dawid had smitten all the hosts of Hadadezer, then Toi sent Joram, son of the king of Dawid, his son, also to King Dawid, to salute him and to bless him, because he had fought against Hadadezer and smitten him. And Hadadezer had warred with Toi, and he thought he brought him vessels of silver and vessels of gold and vessels of brass.
He brought all those things to Dawid. Now I need you to understand this, that it was a very honorable thing, because a lot of us don't even think about honor and respect and loyalty. But you got to when you read these scriptures and you're reading about Dawid, an honorable man. It was an honorable thing for Toi to send his son to salute Dawid. If he would have sent anybody else, it would have been a sign of disrespect. It was an honorable thing for him to send his son to salute. That's right, a great man. And not only did he just go and send his son, he took and he sent him bearing gifts. We brought gifts too, because I believe that every time you go into another person's house, you must pay tribute to the king of that house. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. A lot of people say, ain't paying no tribute to no man on the Shabbat. The Creator told me to. And I do what my Father tell me to do. If you got a problem with that, take it up with the king. Yehovah. Let's move on, please.
Verse 11. These also did King Dawid dedicate unto Yehovah with the silver and with the gold.
You see that? You see that? You see what just took place? Dawid didn't even fight that battle. But where he get that silver and that gold? Who he give it to?
Yehovah.
Why do you think the Most High love him so much?
Go to God first.
That's right. How many of us? I know y'all read this chapter, but you ain't never read it like that. That's right. I know you read this before. I know you did. Because many of you done read the whole book, inside and out. But I know you ain't never read it like that. Paid attention to it like that. Every time Dawid got his hands on something valuable, what did he do with it?
Dedicated to
the both sides.
I haven't read yet where he took anything to himself. But we so busy worried about self.
That bear.
You know, I've been going through some very difficult times lately. None of y'all wouldn't think it was difficult. But see, I can see myself. You know, I know how I'm supposed to be, where I'm supposed to be, the place that's most comfortable for me. Most of y'all be like, oh man, we getting it, keep moving. But I'm like 2-3 years ahead already in my mind. That's how I live. And I see things that ain't right now before it happens tomorrow. Because I'm trying to prepare for it tomorrow today. That's why I live like I live. This ain't no game.
No, it's not.
I'm not up here just to look good. I know I look good. But I'm not up here to look good. I'm not up here to make you feel good. I'm here to deliver to you the truth. That's what I was about to say. See, it was ordained by the Creator to be said. The Europeans, they prepare for tomorrow. Matter of fact, the Europeans, I like that word. Let's call them that, new word. You said 10 years?
They got at least a 10-year plan.
Minimum. That's right. The Europeans are 30 to 100 years ahead of us.
That's right.
That's how they prepare.
That's right.
Yeah.
We are preparing for tomorrow. Some of us who think.
That's right.
But we ain't thinking about 5, 6, 7 years from now. We ain't thinking about 30, 40 years from now. Let me give you a small example, then we're going to get right back to the chapter. I'm going to give you a small example to let you know how the Europeans are functioning, how they're thinking. I think I might have ran this past y'all once before, so I'm going to put it in a little slightly different way so that you can travel with me. You remember the shows we used to watch many years ago? Captain Kirk, Star Trek, all that stuff? Did I tell y'all that already? Nobody don't remember.
Only a few of us.
How long ago was that? Back in the 60s? What was that little thing Captain Kirk used to flip over? Now I picked that up from right here. I ain't even bring this with me. What was that little thing he used to... Beat me up, Scotty. Huh? What was that little thing? Now here we are, 70, 80, 90, 2,000, 40 years later. And what we got, look, where my phone, Charles, all that old type stuff. That's right. You know what? Because the Europeans, they thinking while we laying dormant, and we ain't doing nothing. And it's sad. It's sad, seriously. Wake up!
Jacob, stay up.
This ain't no game. And this ain't no easy ride. Support, unity, love, trust, dedication, sincerity. I don't care if you like the way I look. To me, I look good. Even if I look like a piece of rug muffin to you, I look good to me. You know why I look good to me? Because I serve this king to the best of my ability and my spirit is clean. That's why I look good to me.
Because you feel good too. Huh?
Not because of this raggedy beard that you see, like I need a comb. It ain't got nothing to do with that. Because it ain't this that's going to live forever. That's right. It ain't this. But we wrapped up in this because the Europeans who was thinking 30 and 40 years ago taught us to focus on this. And our own selfish pleasures. That's why our women and our men doing things that we know are detestable. Because they taught us to trust in ourselves and to please ourselves. And that's where we at. David didn't have that problem. He wasn't worried about it. He was so unworried about it, he danced through the streets butt naked. Probably had a pot belly, dancing butt naked, didn't even care. Made a fool of himself. And his wife, always got one, don't we?
Go ahead, teach. That's right.
Did I say something?
Not yet.
All the sisters looking at me like, what you gonna say?
Come on now.
I gotta give the sisters their props. Because now we had about 5, but only one had something to say. Only one. It's always one. We always got one, ain't we? And sometimes it ain't even a woman. And sometimes it ain't the one sitting out in the audience. Sometimes it's the one that you think it ain't. You know what I always say, and I want y'all to always remember this, because you're going to hear it again if you ain't heard it already. Time is the true teller of all things. Time is the true teller of all things. A Temple Kephirim original. We're going to get that patented. Time is the true teller of all things. See, David withstood the test of time to his grave. He said he loved the Creator. He proved it with his life. He withstood that through the test of time. Now, how many men, oh, I ain't even going to say men, how many of them males, or how many of them females had you thinking they loved you? But when you turn to the Creator, where they at now?
They did a sidestep.
Yeah. What happened to them?
Back.
But then you even had something that was already in this way of life. Talking about they love you. Gave you 2 or 3 little ones. Where they at now? Where they at?
Teach.
Then you got some sisters. Because you know, sisters, I'm fair in everything that I do. You got some sisters talking about they love you. But where they at now? Where they at? In in somebody else's arms, telling them the same old thing. I love you. You're my king.
You're my boo.
And after him, here's another one. 3, 4, 5 in 1 year. And brothers, the same thing with you. You look back and you done had 5 women in the last 5 years, something wrong. And I'm talking about not 5 women that you still got. I'm talking about 5 women, one that came, one gone. One came, one gone. You look around, you might not have none now, you might got one. But you done ran through and destroyed the spirit of 5 sisters.
Stop it.
Oh, come on now.
Stop it.
As long as we all come here on the Shabbat, everything peace. You know? Everything peace. As long as we coming on the Shabbat, we cool. Now I know brothers, some sisters are just difficult. I know that. But sisters, I know some brothers are just difficult. I know that. But you know what the secret is? Keeping the Creator at the forefront of your mind.
Come on.
You have to. You see, even that one that Dawid had that spoke up, the wonderful thing about that, and I love it so much, I try to learn everything that I can from this man. Do you know, do you realize that that woman was even in his household? He was taking care of her and providing for her and couldn't stand her? Oh, you get on my nerves. I want a divorce. That's the first thing we do today. We don't realize that that's a bad thing because you make that woman go out there and do things that she shouldn't have to do. Because if she's a woman and if she's married to you, then that means she's taking care of you, doing what she's supposed to do. And as soon as you don't get your way, what's the first thing you do? I can go get me another one because the Creator said I can write you a bill. I almost regret the fact that the Creator put that in the book. Because we utilize it too much. And it's an abomination the way that we treat our families. This sister that laid down and gave you 3 children. 4 children. Maybe even 1 child. Maybe she ain't give you none. But she gave you her. And that's a treasure. Do you know what it is to give another man your soul? Y'all think it's just a sexual thing. That's how it starts off. But it goes way deeper than that. And we, as men, have to learn to take better care of our women.
Yes, sir.
We have to protect them.
Amen.
Not use and abuse and misuse and mistrust and beat them up and hurt them and spit on them and treat them like second-grade citizens. Treat them like the queens that they are.
Amen.
Now, if they don't act right, now I ain't saying be a fool to nothing. I ain't saying be a fool to nothing.
Okay.
Sometimes you just gotta get rid of them.
That's right. Come on.
But even when you get rid of them, like Dawid did, I can almost guarantee you he ain't slept with that fool. Can almost guarantee you that.
That's right.
Almost, but then I'll be speaking as a man, as none of the creators given to me. I don't even think it's written in the book. But what I do know is that he provided for that woman. Even in her state of ignorance that she was in, he provided. Matter of fact, I think the book does say he didn't know her anymore. I believe it does. But he kept her. He took care of her. And today we so quick, oh girl, you got her. Man, don't mess with her. Then who else gonna get her?
Yeah.
What are you forcing her to do? Shut down and die? Yeah. She gonna do what she knows to do best. And you know who taught her? The adversary.
Right.
So brothers, we gotta understand, you don't force them to do nothing. I got one. I still love her. Good woman to a degree. But there's certain things that she just can't get right. I demand a certain type of way in my life from my Nashim. And if you can't give me that, then you can't be my Nashim, my Isha. You just can't be that. It's okay. But I'm not going to send you out there to the dogs. I'll put you on the side. I'll take care of you. But when the day comes that you find a man, all hands, my hands clear. I'm out. I'm gone. Because it ain't going to be no conflict in interest. And I know me. If I'm paying them bills, ain't nobody else going to be up in that house enjoying nothing. Believe me. I'm just going to keep it that way so you understand. Now that's personal. That was a little personal side of me. Sometimes I get a little personal, but you gotta forgive me. But I'm just trying to do that to show our family that we got a greater responsibility than what we understand. Great much, and it ain't just about that little man. It ain't got nothing to do with him. It's about responsibility. It's about causing our sisters to be able to trust in us so that they will be able to honor us as men and not as males. I ain't had that kind of enjoyment with her in a little over a year now. But I pay her bills every month. I take care of her and provide for her. She got 3 little kids by me. But I make sure that they eat. It might not be the way she would like for it to be, but it's going to be done. You understand? It's going to be done. And the moment that I get let me see somebody up in there. What? Okay, I'm gone. And the only thing she got to worry about is a couple of hours every month. I ain't coming around. I ain't fixing nothing. I ain't helping nothing. I don't even care if you don't go shopping. I gave you the money. You do what you're supposed to do with it. You understand? That's if somebody else on the scene, he rightfully earns to have that respect in his house. It won't be mine no more. My name get taken off the mortgage, the note. I'm just done. I'm gone. Totally gone. All you get is a check. And when it's time for me to come get my kids, I'm calling you up saying, hey, had little boo-boo Ishi and boo-boo ready. And I'm picking them up. She want to find every reason. Let me get personal again. Let's get back to scripture. Let's go back. Where was we at, Moray, please?
Okay. 2 Samuel 8, chapter verse 11, Obama.
Verse 11. Okay.
These also did King David dedicate unto Jehovah, or with the silver and the gold, that he dedicated of all the nations which he subdued, of Ammon, of Moab, of the children of Aram, of Moab, of the children of Ammon, of the Philistines, of Amalek, and the spoils of Hadad-Zizar, son of Rahab, king of Zobah.
Now, please pay attention to what has just been said, because they just summed it up. And once again, I share this with you. It was a young nation just developed under the hand of a man that loved the Creator, loved Jehovah. He would not allow, he's not perfect. He's not perfect. And that's why I think a lot of the sins of David is in the book. So we will understand that the Creator never used a perfect man ever to bring about perfection. He always used people that was full of sin to bring about his greater plan. But those individuals that he used that was full of sin had a zeal and a trust for the Creator. They had a passion to serve him.
That's right.
They had a great passion. Remember Saul and his greatness? He served the Creator. And then something else crept in. And the Creator had to remove him. But everybody, the Creator never looks and never uses a perfect individual. Amen. He always uses people like you. I like to say us. I like to say you, because I want you to take this personal. I want you to understand that you have something special inside of you that no other nation on the face of the earth has. It's something special and you're just waiting to get out. It's not by accident that you ended up in this place on this day or any other day that you came here. It's not an accident that the Creator taught you about yourself. It's something about you that you don't even know, that the Father knows, that lives within you, that surrounds you, that He wants to utilize. And you have to understand that. Too many people have come and lived and died knowing they were Israel and did nothing about it in their lifestyle to demonstrate anything. We got a couple of personal legacies, sure we do. A couple of them that we can run off the top of our heads. Why we only got like 10, maybe if we're good, 10 good men that we could speak about when thousands of us have passed that way. It's because we're not doing enough. You got a great start right here. I wish I had something like this up in Philly. I wish I did. Y'all got a great blessing right here. And you don't realize it. You take it for granted. Great blessing. Can't do it by itself. Can't do it by itself. Can't do it by himself. It takes collective efforts to bring about greatness. One man being great by himself is just one man who's a fool. Believe that. You must come together and work together to bring about greatness, a change for everyone. That little portion, it talked about all these different nations that Dawid has subdued. And it names about 5 or 6 different nations. And again, for the last time, Dawid was new on the earth. The nation of Israel was new when it comes to coming together as a stronghold. But yet now Dawid got nations that had been on the earth for thousands of years serving him. It's going to happen again. It's destined to happen again. I only pray that we get it right this time around so it can be in our lifetime. I don't want to live no more dreams. No more dreams. And I don't want to see another soul pass away unfulfilling his purpose in this earth. Let's rise up, family, and understand that your future has to be taken in your hands. And you have to make something happen great for you now, today. Tamsik Bavakasha.
King, verse 13. And Dawid got him a name when he returned from smiting the Arameans in the valley of Salt.
He got him a name. He became great. Why did he become great? Because he just destroyed kings that was greater than him. In the art of war, there's no real victory. There's no real victory when you do something that's easy to be done. You understand what I'm saying to you? There's no real big victory because you don't eat a pork chop. That's easy to be done. Fight that temptation inside of you. Fight that you know that's evil. Fight that and eradicate that from your life, and you've won a victory. A real victory. That's right. And everybody knows what their personal victory is all about. We all know where we've fallen short. And once we accomplish that, then some more knowledge will come to us, and it'll be some more shortnesses that we have to accomplish. But the Father ain't going to bless us till we first get over that first hurdle. Amen. Read on, please.
Okay, the end of verse 13. Even 18,000 men. Verse 14. And he put garrisons in Edom. Throughout all Edom put he garrisons. And all the Edomites became servants to Dawid.
Who?
And all the Edomites became servants to Dawid.
Now, how long was the Edomites on the earth? Are they here now?
Okay.
How does somebody say no?
Okay.
Well, that's all right. Y'all ain't got to beat him up. Whatever my brother feel is all right with me. I ain't got no problem with that. We can differ. Our understandings can be different. We can disagree on many things. But you know what? That's my brother. And we talking about serving his king. He all right with me. I don't care if we differ about Edom, Esau. Esau don't matter to this. You know what I mean? Family, that's how we got to understand each other.
Yes.
We're going to be walking and we're going to disagree.
Exactly.
But don't start pounding, jumping, and beating up.
That's right.
Let's not do that. No. I remember one time I had a pit bull. Here you go again. I had a pit bull. His name was Roots. And I used to walk my pit bull. He was another miracle of the Creator. He was a young dog. Young, like 8, 9 months old. I'm walking him through the alley. I got to tell you this because this is what I learned. I'm walking him through the alley on the chain. Brother said, why is he talking about pit bulls? Anything that I ever bring to you, even in a simple phone conversation, has a message in it. If you but hear. Believe me. So I'm walking my dog. And we walking through the alley, and all these other pit bulls are in his gate, behind his gate, growling. So my dog, little 8-year-old, 8 months. So you want to see when he growl a little bit, right? But boy, I didn't know that joke was that strong. Pulled me into the gate. He fighting with the dog through the gate. He locks on the dog's nose through the gate. That's how serious and determined they are. I wish we was like that with the Creator. He locks on the pit bull nose through the gate. He's snagging, right? The pit bull, another pit bull came over, went under the gate, pulled my dog on his shoulder, pulled my dog underneath, halfway. My dog 8 years old. These grown dogs. 8 months old, yeah. You got to catch. I told y'all last time, my tongue, sometimes it go a little faster than my brain. Yeah. So you got to help me sometime. Thank you very much. He grabs my little 8-month-old dog under the gate and starts chewing on my dog's arm. My dog wouldn't let his nose go. So I'm jumping on the other dog's head, trying to get him, but I'm scared he's gonna bite me, right? So I'm jumping on his head, trying to get him to let my dog go. Pit bulls will not let go. Boy, I wish we was like that with the Creator. Okay. I'm smashing on it, and I was a nice little weight, a little heavier than I am now, probably. Smashing his head.
Gotta get that break stick.
Man, stick. I hit him with a stick. Didn't matter. I did everything I could think to do. So finally, my dog lets the other dog go. 8 months old, he was a blessing from the Creator. Powerful dog, almost like Dawid, beating up on old people. Grabs the dog, pulls the dog from under the gate, and my dog start ripping on the dog, tearing him up. Now, the amazing thing that took place after this is why I'm telling the story. The rest of the dogs behind the gate now had a way to get out of the gate. I'm going to tell you the funny part before that. I seen the gate still open. I see all these other pit bulls. I'm backing up now. You on your own. I'm backing up. A pit bull runs out of the gate and starts charging after me. Start coming. Now I'm like, oh, Creator. I'm going to take my stand. I'm ready to fight the dog. I got to run. I ain't going to run it, y'all. I don't run from too much. It's very, if I run, it's because I ain't got no other way out. So, and I knew I could not run no dog, so it wasn't no race there. So I'm taking my stance, trying to get ready to fight the dog. The Creator is so good. The dog comes up to me and jumps and start licking. I couldn't believe it. I was like, Todai your whore, because I'd have been chewed up, because they don't play. When they get you, they got you. You got. So anyway, here's an amazing thing. When my dog started chewing on the other dog, other dogs that was in the gate came out and helped my dog beat the other dog up.
That was the alpha.
Alpha.
What was that?
That was the alpha. That was the alpha man.
What's that?
That's the
top dog. He don't beat everybody up.
So what are you saying to me?
They got the opportunity to jump him. But your dog, he's a bully dog.
Your dog showed it.
Thank you. I was amazed that an 8-month-old dog beating up on them old nations like Dawid beat up on them old nations. I was amazed, and that's what's making me bring this story out. And everybody else paying allegiance to who? Just like with Dawid. But the thing was, I learned later that when dogs, whenever they're together, the weaker dog is the victim of everybody.
Exactly.
Almost like us.
Exactly.
When we got one person that disagrees with the masses, what do? And he could be right. He could be absolutely right. So in essence, I guess, we got a little animal in us. We got a little animal instinct in us. You know what I'm saying? But we supposed to be above the animals. But the wonderful thing is that we have to learn not to allow our differences to cause us to attack and destroy something that could develop into something great. That's right. Principal said, you can't judge a book by its cover. We have to understand that this is true. And we have to begin to stand by each other and lift each other up to a higher level of understanding in spite of our differences. Now, I know many of you didn't hear what I said today. I know many of you looking for somebody that's going to entertain you, talk real good to you. Somebody look a whole lot better than me so you can go home and think about them. But instead, you got me. And I'm here today. And I'm not ashamed to let you know that I love the Creator. I'm going to live this life till the Creator takes it out of me, the breath that He's given to me. I'm going to do everything to fulfill the mission that the Creator's given to me in my life while I'm here this time around. And I'm going to be like that pit bull that was locked up on my dog. I ain't going to let go. I ain't going to let go. And my jaws ain't going to get weak. And I'm going to get more hungry. The more success I taste in my mouth, the hungrier I'm going to get. It's like them pit bulls. The more blood they taste, the hungrier they want it. The more they strive for it, they thrive for it, the more they fight for it. So on this day, this Shabbat day, I thank you all for allowing me. I thank the Creator.
Hallelujah.
for allowing me to approach unto his people. And I thank you all for allowing me to speak to you on this day. And I pray that I didn't, in my efforts to expound on what I understood about the scriptures, that I have helped to elevate your mind and to build something of a more sincerity in you toward this king. Sometimes you got to talk to people and make them smile in order for them to understand you and to be able to receive you. I understand that. But now here's another time for me to show forth my respect unto my leadership. And I always do. And you know I will try to do my best to always do it. We have a brother that walks with us. His name is Nabi Yadan. Yadan, come over, Bakasha. You heard briefly from him. You heard briefly from him earlier today. He's been newly with us a couple weeks now. He's been in his way of life for quite a long time. And I have a lot of expectations out of him, I really do. With that spirit that he contains within him. You know, if he's what I think him to be, and it doesn't matter what I think him to be, because only the Creator knows what we are. But if he is what I think him to be, he'll be a great man in Israel.
Hallelujah.
A great man in Israel. And speak great words in the name of the Most High. But like everything and everybody, we all disagree on many things. You know, I truly don't know everything. I know I don't. Far from it. But this young man has a talent that I haven't seen in Israel in a long time. He has this very special, unique talent. He makes things with his hands. And he's made something and presented it to me. And one of the things in which I thought that we might be able to help to spread this thing was by utilizing it to show honor to our leadership. And you know this man over here to my left just gets spoiled by me. You know he do. And I do that deliberately because I would like to try to help others to understand how we are to respect our leadership.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Yeah, talking about myself again, ain't I? I gotta stop that. I gotta stop talking about myself so much. I have to. Anytime he see me coming, he know I got something for him. I hope that I'm able to continue that throughout the rest of our lives together. And as I said before, this is a love affair. It ain't no homosexual faggot stuff up in here. No, it's not that at all. And I mean that in a very serious way. This is a love affair. And we trying to outdo each other in love. And I respect that, I truly do. And I love all you too. And I'm going to try to do the very best to show my love towards you. And I would like that you would show whatever you got for me. To me. You understand? I don't expect you to love me because you don't know me. That's all right. You don't have to love me. But just, you know, try to love me a little bit. Try to get to know me a little bit. Try to, yo, what's up, man? Give me a call. Some brothers do reach out that I don't even know. They call me. They say, hey, Prince, shalom, how you doing? Just calling, checking up. You know, and I appreciate that. And I love that. I need that. These brothers don't really know me, but we got something going on, something special. And I can respect that. And I think that's how we need to be more often. We don't have to wait till something special happen, like a funeral, before we show love and appreciation toward each other. We got to work on this love affair.
Yes, sir.
When you first meet a woman, or when you first meet a man, you don't expect them to love you off the back, do you? No. But you go all out of your way to win their likings to you, don't you? Go all, you dress real good, you take a bath before you go see them, you put on the freshest gear, you go out and spend a little bit of money, get some new clothes sometimes, go get a little piece of jewelry. You know you want to show off, you take them to eat some Red Lobsters. You know, you're trying to impress them. You're trying to impress them so that they will take a likings to you. You know, but what happened with your fellow Israelites? Because we're in the midst of something great taking place in this nation. Something that has never been done since we've been in this captivity. All y'all looking around not understanding. Please understand what I'm saying to you. There has been no time like the time right now You have to understand. I want you to look around. Be outside of this room. Look around. This society in which we live today is collapsing. It's going against itself.
Yes, it is.
No, watch. I'm serious. These are the signs that we should be watching for, that something great is about to take place.
Oh, yeah.
This nation is going against itself. I pray that y'all really hear what I'm saying. You may not hear it right now. In the very near future, since I say that, you start watching news. How government officials are turning in other government officials for corruption that they're doing within the government. Understand it. Something special taking place. And this next president ain't going to have something on his hands. A heck of a job. And don't be surprised if he get uncovered for something. Back to the Shabbat day. What I would like to do is I would like to present, if it is the will of the Most High, if He is pleased with my efforts, I would like to present Chief Prince Sapor with a gift. Come over, Dr. Shah. It's a gift that the brother has made with his hands. And make this clear, you don't get the bag. It's a gift that the brother has made with his hands. After being around us for a very short period of time, may I go into your bag? And when I saw it, I said, I just gotta make it happen. This is a mezuzah for the doorposts of your house. A zikron, silicon, cane. And I know the difference. My mind is just... See, I tell you sometimes, I need people like you. You know what I'm saying? Can I have him? This is a zikron for the doorposts of your house.
They sit down, the people in the back can see.
All right, they want y'all to sit down so the people in the back can see. See, I'm so honorable, man. I just, I think that that's... But I apologize. You're correct. Please forgive me. Can everybody see? And what this has the Shema written on it. In modern Hebrew, but in the script form. For him, it has two little nails so he can hang it on the doorpost of his house. It's not in a box, hidden and concealed. See, we have to get creative. As becoming a nation, we have to create and reword things for ourselves. And here it is. Write it on the doorpost of your house, or bind it. Here it can be bind to the doorpost of your house, and all who's coming can see.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
And secondly, we have I need your dad. Here we have the piece that goes on to the wrist as we wear the arm pieces. This goes onto the wrist. It really looks nice. Y'all got to see this. Wait till I tie this up. I'm going to just do it real quick. You can redo it later if you want. Just show the people how nice it is. Show off a little bit. It's actually written out. And there's another little piece in here that we have for the reminder of the law also on your forehead.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Yeah, hallelujah.
I pray that you are pleased with the gifts that we have brought to you, and we do it with the highest honors and respect that one man can give unto another man. We pay that respect to you this day.
I'm about to get down. I didn't overuse my time. And I thank y'all for not putting me off the podium. See, that's one of the benefits that leadership get. They get all the gifts. It's the sacrifices that they make. You know, the Creator, He rewards them in many ways. But we, as the servants of our leaders, we must give our all. And as the brother said earlier today, again, I forget who said it, but we have to pray for our leadership. Because they are but men. They have errors, they have faults, they stumble, they fall, they're not perfect. By no means. They make mistakes, even sometime in judgment, they make mistakes. But with the support and the help of us, we can cause great men to once again be raised in this nation. You know, we have to hold them to every word that they say. And we have to trust them, love them, respect them, and honor them in everything. I pray that the Most High be with you all, now and forever. Peace be unto you all.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Giving all honor and praise to the Most High God, the God of our forefathers, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Israel. We all must say hallelujah. Hallelujah. At this time, we're going to close out this portion of our day, even refresh ourselves, hoping and praying that the Most High God has found all the things that we have done so far acceptable, even in the highest courts of His glory. Sophia. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. O great and mighty King, God of our forefathers, our God of Abraham, our God of Isaac, and our God of Israel, we come before thee, O Yehovah God, on this day, happy and very pleased to be able to praise your high and your holy name. We thank thee, O Yehovah God, for our lives this day. We thank thee, O Yehovah God, for food, for clothing, for shelter, for good health, for strength, for happiness, and for peace. We know and understand that today is thy holy Shabbat day, and it is even a privilege for us to come before thee on this holy day. We thank thee, O Yahweh God, for all the things that thou hast granted us, for the things that we might take for granted on a daily basis. For our senses, we say, Todah Yehovah. We thank thee, O Yahweh God, for the ability to see, to touch, to taste, to hear, to smell. These are the things that we take for granted on a daily basis, O King. But Yehovah God, we know and understand that you, O Yehovah God, the one who provides for us all of these things. We thank thee, O Yehovah God, for the continued protection that thou hast granted us. Thou, you are God, who continues to guide us and protect us from danger, harm, seen and unseen. We ask that thou will be with us, watch over us, protect us, heal us, and guide us. For thou art our rock and our redeemer, and beside thee, O Yehovah God, there is none. O great and mighty King, we ask that thou will be with all the leaders in the house of Israel. That thou will be with their minds and their hearts to continue to praise thy name, to continue to teach thy people, to continue to fight for the rights of your people, O your King. We ask that thou will be with even Cohen Levy, may Israel. Bless him and keep him. Bless his family, his wives, and his sons and daughters. Cause his mind to continue to stay strong in his way of life. Cause his actions to do the same. We ask that thou will even be with Chief Prince and Paul and Zabula. Bless his family, his household, his wife. Bless his sons and his daughters. Continue to give him good health, strength, happiness, and peace. Oh, y'all, God, we ask that thou will be with even Chief Naphtali. Be with his wife. Be with his family, oh, y'all, God. Continue to be with him and bless him. Bless his mind and his heart to continue to strive in this way of life to teach thy people, Yisrael. We ask that thou will be with even Chief Prince, even Sliga, even Prince Yeriel, may his house call. Bless him and his family. Bless his wife, his sons, his daughters. Continue to be with his mind and his heart. Continue to heal him out of any ailments. Bless him and keep him, cause him to stay strong in this way of life. We thank you, y'all, God, for even the brother and all the brothers that came up this day, for their protection on those highways, for their y'all, God, for watching over them even as they drove up here. We thank you, y'all, God, for even the words that we heard this day from our brother Kezz. Continue to be with him and his family, his wives and his sons and his daughters. Be with all of his household. Be with all the brothers who traveled with him this day. Be with their families and their household. Be with the whole nation of Israel, wherever we might be scattered. We know and understand that thou art God, wherever we are. Thou art our King, wherever we might be. Thou art, O Yehovah God, art in our Jehovah, for all things are forgiven. We ask that thou be with us, Lord God. That thou forgive us for all the things that we have done knowingly as well as unknowingly. That thou will pardon our sins and our iniquities. That thou will clean us. And that thou will heal us and cause us to do better, even in this journey, O Jehovah God of life. That thou will pardon our sins, O Jehovah. And even cause our sins and vanish into the bottomless pit to remain forevermore. But there is no king but thee. And we know and understand that thou art perfect in all thy doings. And that we are, O Jehovah God, thy people. And we're striving to come before thee, striving to do right before thee, striving to be even thy people, so we can even be once again the apple of your eye. We, O Jehovah God, come before thee at this time, to even bow before thee, to pray before you, to even give all honor, all praise, all respect, all glory, all allegiance to Yahweh, in your most holy name, Jehovah Zebaoth. For there is no king save thee. Beside thee there is no God save our God, Jehovah Zebaoth. Pradosh, Pradosh, La Yehovah. Yata Yehovah, Melech Malkei Ramlaki. Amarahami, El Ram, Wefanu. Ein Eloheki Mokaya. But ain't Exaka Bahashamayim, Oba'adim. Arubek Shempa, Chakale, Olomae. Hallelujah. 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 Hallelujah.
Oh God, our God, indeed we thank you for the return of our Ima Amuna into the house of God, fully restored and in her right mind. Blessed art thou, Almighty God, forevermore. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
We pay homage.
We pay homage.
To Yah Abraham.
To Yah Abraham.
To Yah Yitzchak.
To Yah Yitzchak.
To Yah Yaakov.
Yah Yaakov.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Amen.
Amen.
Praying that the Most High God will bless us all. Hear our prayers. Be with our families and our loved ones, wherever they might be. Praying that the Most High God will even answer us. Heal us from any sickness and disease that might be upon us at the time. Oh, you are God, we ask that thou even hear our words this time. Even bless us all. Vada be Yehovah El Moshe Lemor. Da be El Aharon with El Bana Lemor. Kol Tevarku Ek B'nai Israel Amor Lahem. And Yehovah spoke unto Moshe, saying, speak unto Aaron and unto his son, saying, on this wise ye shall bless the children of Israel, he shall say unto them. Yevareka Yehovah Ishmareka. Ya Yehovah Panao Leka Wikuneka. Yisa Yehovah Panao Leka Weyasem Leka Shalom. May Yehovah bless thee and keep thee. May it be thy will. May Yehovah make his face to shine upon thee and be gracious unto thee. May it be thy will. May Yehovah lift up his countenance upon thee and may he grant thee peace. May it be thy will. Amen.
Amen.
going to resume at 3:45. Remember the hospitality of Abraham. Help those people who don't have mazon. And brothers, let's please get the table set up speedily.
We're going to push the chairs all the way up and set up extra tables.
Expeditiously.
Thank you, Most High God, in the universe, the creator of all. You come second to no one. You're the one that made the heavens and the earth and everything that's within it. You're the one that formed us out of the dust of the ground. You're the one that selected us who are here in this blue state. We give praise and honor to you. You're the one that separated Yisrael out of all the families of the face of the earth to be your special people. You chose us, Yehovah God, based on the merits of our fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Yaakov. We pray, Yehovah God, that individually and collectively, we're going to attain to the heights that our forefathers reached before you. Please have mercy upon us for our sins, so that we can stand before you. Please start the road to select your remnant, to return back that you promised our fathers. Oh Lord, Yehovah God, we pray that you give the honor and the glory and do it to your name. Please do it for your name's sake, so that the entire earth can know that you are Lord our God, no one else. So all the nations of earth will put away their idols, and all their false gods before them, and serve you and you alone. Please do it for the sake of Israel, your people who are scattered throughout the earth. We know it's because of our own sins that we are here this day. We pray that you have mercy upon us. Remember the covenant you gave our fathers, and save us, and bring us back to you once again. Please let the holy house be placed in the name of those speedily in our days, so that we can come before you and worship before you at the appointed time. The offering that you have commanded us to perform in your season. Please thank you for once again that we stand before you to perform all of their duties. Please let this day be a holy day, a great day to live before Yisrael, so all your people would know of you as the only God, know your appointed time to come before you. We thank you, Yehovah God, for all that you've done for us. You're the one that gives us food to eat, a house to live in, clothes to wear, the ability to go and to come. We pray that you continue to bless our going and our coming. You alone, Lord God, please continue to have mercy upon us, especially those of us that's being here in this house this day. Bless all of those that have traveled a long distance to come to worship before you in this place with us. We pray, Yehovah God, that you bring us back to your destination safely. We pray, Yehovah God, that you bless the leaders in this house. We pray that you continue to bless the principal of Mr. Kolu, and he can go forward and be a strong leader in Mr. Shema Yisrael, as well as all of Israel. We pray, Yehovah God, that you continue to bless the chief of chiefs, Chief Nafsali Ben Nafsali. Continue to bless him with knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, and give him strength to go forward and teach your people. We pray, Yehovah God, that you continue to bless Christian Ben Saskar, and allow him to stand up strong before you, him along with one of his family. Continue to bless them, and keep them always before you. We pray, Yehovah God, that you continue to bless Nasi Kezz. Continue to give him the strength to go forward, teach your people to stand strong for Israel. All the ideas that he has, that will help uplift the Israel in the earth. Allow them to go forward and stand. Allow them to keep the sides that he has in mind to come to fruition. When the ideas come to bear, we want to win that success. And we can only achieve some success by doing that with the clear right in your eyes, by keeping our hands clean and our minds pure. Thank you, Jehovah God. All of us that stand here this day, we're able to praise you, to give honor unto you, because we know that you are God. You are the one that saved us out of idolatry. You're the one that saved us out of superstition. You're the one that saved us out of all the trouble that there is no other. We stand before you to give praise and honor unto you and you only. We say hallelujah. 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 Amen.
Let us sing up that wondrous works. We'll tell. Then we'll have our psalmist.